What's up, everybody? Welcome to GameFace. It's episode 450. Kind of a milestone. We're about halfway to another milestone right here on SIFTD Games at SIFTD.net. We're here to take you through the biggest games of the week and some of the biggest news stories from the video game industry. And alongside me to do that, as always, is just this week, Matt Keil. Do you feel different now that Stevens isn't here?
No.
Just the 1 week didn't get you over?
No, although it is funny that we add more people and we come in more on time.
That's funny. It was, well, Stevens had kind of told me that, he couldn't hang out all day, so I wanted to try to get in on time. And in fact, you bring up a good point, because there's a couple things, or actually one big thing kind of going on behind the scenes right now. First of all, our views for the show on YouTube are falling. I'm not 100% sure why. I don't know really what's going on. It seems like once we started streaming on YouTube, the views on YouTube went down, which makes a little bit of sense, because the people on YouTube are watching it live instead of watching the archive. But there's more to it than that. So I'm starting to figure out, or starting to think about, how to tinker with the show, not to change it for our patrons, because obviously you guys signed up for this show because you like the show the way it is, but maybe for the YouTube audience. So I'm starting to think about maybe doing a cut-down version of GameFace to run on YouTube. In addition to the full-length version of it, also offer like a cut-down that's only make like an hour and 15 minutes. Because I'll just be honest, the number one complaint we get about the show from YouTube people is that it's too long.
Which is funny because long-form YouTube videos are big.
Yeah, but if you look at like our data, like our show's like 3 hours, but like most people who watch the show are just skipping around, and they only end up watching like 45 minutes to an hour of the show out of the 3 hours.
Well, I'd still like to see a metric on the 12-hour Fallout 3 video.
Right, yeah. I'm just talking about our audience. So one thing that YouTube does do is it gives pretty good metrics on your content and your videos and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm just kind of digging into it. I'd love to hear your feedback. Now, again, just keep in mind, we would still have the full 3-hour version there for you guys to watch if you want to watch it. But I think there may be patrons also who are like, I'd be cool with an hour of the show, kind of just cut down to the core essence of it. So anyway, as you know, I'm always thinking about ways to make things better, to make our content more palatable to more people. And this is just one of the things that I'm thinking about doing. It's also something that wouldn't take me a ton of time to do.
Cinetyke says he's heard multiple channels complain about views going down, and it seems like YouTube did something in the back end.
That's the thing with YouTube. It's like that stuff happens, but there's nothing that we can do about it except for try to roll with the punches and try to figure it out. So look, the fact of the matter is like, I don't think our revenue on YouTube has actually gone down all that much, but a lot of that is because a lot of people in our YouTube streamer have been very generous with donations. And those go straight to us. Like when people buy subscriptions for people on Twitch or whatever, that money doesn't all go to us. We get like half of whatever they're buying the subscriptions for. We get more of the money when people donate on YouTube for super chats, and we get even more if people go to donate.sifted.net, where obviously we get the most of the money and the cut is the smallest. So anyway, we're always thinking about ways to tweak our content and make it more palatable to you guys, not just our patrons. And I know you guys love the show the way it is. We're not going to mess with that, but I do feel like maybe on YouTube the attention spans aren't quite what they are at our Patreon and at sifted.net. So I'm looking at ways to get, because look, our show, I'm just gonna be honest, deserves way more views than it's getting. It is
like Jason. I can barely read that. Jason and Stacy Mangovitz.
What on
Mangovitz
YouTube?
On YouTube, there's a widespread problem on YouTube with view counts being 40% down. Other creators like SkillUp have all noticed it this week.
Okay, so maybe it's not just us, but I still want to think critically about our content whenever we can. So it's just something I'm thinking about. Also, another thing I should mention is like I know that we've hid our Patreon totals. We don't show it anymore publicly like we used to, but like our Give Me Credit patrons on our Patreon, the people who pledge $30 or more per month. I want to just say thank you to everybody who's doing that. But we are at our lowest number ever for that as well. And I don't know if maybe some of you guys have thought about bump up your pledge to that higher tier, but we've lost a bunch of people off of that tier. In fact, this little crawl that you're seeing below us is the shortest that it's ever been. So it's not a red alert or anything. I'm just looking at the data and trying to make changes to try to help the site and help our content as much as I can. So just some stuff that I'm thinking about that I wanted to bring up in housekeeping, and I would love your feedback on it. I ask for this all the time, and you guys just ignore me. You never give me feedback on this stuff in the comments. So This week, if you're on YouTube, instead of just saying great podcast, maybe leave a comment about some of the ideas that I just put forth and let me know what you guys think about it. Because obviously, listening to our fans is the smartest thing that we can ever do. So just want to put that out there. And again, thanks to everybody down below here. The people down below who are pledging $30 or more per month, they're the ones who are really keeping this engine going. Let's just be honest. And I just want to thank those people. And maybe I should be more vocal about thanking those people. Maybe I should call them out by name in some episodes or something like that.
Anything to say Zaboomafoo with a crack, bro.
Right, exactly. As many times as possible. So anyway, just some stuff that I'm thinking about. I'm always thinking critically about what we're doing here because I'm working my butt off. And I just don't feel like we're getting our show deserves way more views than it's getting. It is absolutely insane, the views that this show gets. It's crazy. There's some dude picking his nose and he does like 30,000 views. I don't understand what's going on, why our numbers never seem to go up, even though our subscribers...
If you tried every single Oreo.
Right. Yeah. Maybe that'd do it. So anyway, I'm just trying to think critically about what we're doing and trying to figure out better ways to do stuff and ways to make it better for you guys so you guys are getting more for your money and you enjoy our content even more than you already are. But one thing I will say that I generally never do is take something away and replace it with something else. Usually, if we do something, it's a sort of a tweak or a mutation of something that we're already doing, and that's kind of the idea. The other thing I wanted to kind of put out to everybody, because I don't know the answer to this, honestly, is one of the ideas I thought about for that special version of GameFace is calling it GameFace ADHD. Is that offensive?
I wouldn't mess with
no.
that, no.
Actually, I don't know. Like, I thought I've been thinking about it for 2 weeks. I'm like, are people offended by that?
I don't think naming your cut down show after a disability is a very good idea.
Is it a disability? I guess it is.
As that.
Yeah. I just wondered. I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, do people who have ADHD, are they offended by that? I don't think they are.
It depends on the person, but all you need is one.
Yeah, that's a good point. So anyway, I'll be thinking of another name, I guess, other than ADHD. And no offense to anybody who has it. I think most people have ADHD in some form, it feels like. But anyway, just some things to get in front of you guys for our housekeeping. In fact, let's jump to chat and see if you guys are saying anything about that stuff right now. Put my glasses on.
Cinetech is a good idea.
The
same length.
TLDR. That's a good one, actually. Sifted. Should it be GameFace TLDR or Sifted TLDR?
I mean, GameFace TLDR is more accurate, but I like the short.
I do too. Yeah, how they're neither word is actually the whole word. Yeah. I like that too. I'll think about that. But that's actually a good idea, Cinetech. And no offensive to nobody, I'm assuming.
No.
TLDR is
except
okay.
People who can't read and, well, they will never know.
Emperor Dread says GameFace Turbo or GameFace Speedrun. That's not bad either, actually.
GameFace done quick.
Yeah, you're right. Seriously. Man, this is why I brought this up with you guys, because you're all freaking geniuses. Veritas says that's a common complaint, declining view counts across YouTube right now. So if that's happening, where are the views going? Because you know YouTube's not making less money, Matt. Mm-hmm. That's not how things work.
I mean, about once a year, it's scattered across the year based on who it is. But every major YouTuber I follow, there's at least one video a year where it's like, YouTube did something, I don't know what happened, everything's wrong, I can't pay my rent, we need to figure this out. Like, it happens all the time.
It's like the people on Twitter who are always like, my engagement is down, prove to me that you can see this by giving this a like or a I'm just like, scroll by.
I'm shadow banned. It's like, okay.
No, you're not. You just want more engagement. I never reply to any of that crap. So anyway, Jason and Stacy Mengovit said Morrissey. I was playing the Smiths before today's show. I don't know why. I'm not in a melancholy mood at all. It's a beautiful day here in LA today. It's gorgeous. It's like 83 and breezy. It's just, we pay for it to live here, but man, sometimes it's so awesome living here. Squishy Muffin says there are reviews from people not signed in or something. I'm not sure what that means. Or maybe views on YouTube from people who weren't signed in. Mm-hmm. That's what I guess he's saying.
Yeah, maybe they might have changed something so non-signed-in views don't count anymore.
That could be.
I don't know.
Big Smoke 82, thank you for Twitch Prime. See if there's anybody else got in here. Can you request simpler, more non-coffee recipes for Ellis Cream from Stevens, please and thank you? Okay, I will. Absolutely. He's watching this right now, so you just requested him. And thank you for Twitch Prime, Don Lionheart. Appreciate it, brother. MSG Immortan Joe, thank you for Twitch Prime. Who else we got up in here? Raphael Michael says, this is why some YouTubers do live streams on a separate channel. YouTube punishes channels that are too diverse. Yeah, we get complaints from people all the time. They're like, I just want to watch this channel for GameFace. I don't want Pactor Factor coming into my feed. I don't want Ash Shane anything. Or they'll say, I only subscribe for Pactor Factor. I don't want GameFace coming into my feed.
Yeah, that's a complaint at Dice Tower, too, and generally the owner just says, deal with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Like, we've worked too hard to just build the audience on our one YouTube channel. Like,
I'm not going to shunt, like, this like, one person that, like, isn't as popular as everybody else to another channel because you guys don't want it to pop up random, like...
It's like,
just skip it.
Get over it, man. I mean,
the button.
Seriously, like, no offense. Like, I'm sure the person that sent me these messages the people who have sent me these over the last few months are like, oh, come on, Shane, you're being mean. But come on, man, scroll past it. Get over it. Like, is that really where we're at? Like,
yes.
Oh my God, don't make me do this. Don't make me do this. I mean, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The algorithm thing I hate is sometimes there's a couple channels I've watched pretty much every video of because they're not that many. Yeah, like something like a lot of like the weird like
Game Maker's Toolkit. I watch every video they make.
I love Let Me Know is like just weird like unexplained stuff or just like weird like investigation things.
Yeah.
And every once in a while it'll or Todd in the Shadows and things like that. And sometimes the algorithm is like, oh, it plays one of those videos. I'm like, okay, I'm playing Borderlands or something, whatever. And then after like an hour, I realize like they've shown me 14 of this channel's videos in the last hour, and they're all videos I've already seen before.
Oh.
And they just every once in a while it gets on like a loop of just like we're just going to show you these 5 videos you've shown you over and over again. I'm like, stop.
Yeah, why
are
you doing that?
It gets caught in things.
Yeah, it
sometimes.
does seem to get caught. I agree. Vincent says views have gone down for everyone. All right. And Vincent says YouTube doesn't count ad block views as views anymore. Interesting. I mean, I could kind of understand that.
Yeah, well, the ads are completely obnoxious.
Because the view counts need to match actual views for the advertisers. Otherwise, you're selling fake data to the advertisers. So I can kind of understand that. Who else we got here? Iviz.
Works for the Game Awards.
What'd you say?
Works for the Game Awards.
Right. Who's Shane going to war with? I'm not going to war with anybody, Raphael Michael. I'm generally a pretty passive guy, happy-go-lucky. Some things get me really wound up.
He's at war with the chat computer.
Yes, you're right. That is my arch nemesis right now, is the chat computer. Although it seems to be working great today, for whatever reason. I think that's it for Twitch anyway. Anybody else want to get in here with Twitch Prime at the last minute so I can thank you before we get into the show? We appreciate it.
Some ads are longer than the videos, as Andy T. Monahan. Sometimes I'll like wake up because I realize that I've fallen asleep to a video, and I realize that I've been listening to the same like 40-minute infomercial for like I'm like, what the?
They wait to fire those off late at night because they know that people fall asleep watching
just
YouTube.
Like old TV. Back in the day.
They did the same thing. You're right.
An hour infomercial for the slap chop.
Slap chop, yeah, ShamWow. I used to play hockey with the slap chop and ShamWow guy.
Oh yeah.
He played
before he went to jail.
Is he in jail now?
I thought he went to jail.
The craziest thing about that guy is he was rich. So we're all just dudes who'd roll up to hockey in our whatever cars or whatever. He'd roll up in this Escalade with like a booming system in the back, and like it was like a house inside it. And he had his, I don't know if it was his girlfriend or his wife, but I think on most people's scales, she would be at least a 9. And I don't know if you have seen him for a long time. He doesn't look like he did in the Slap Chop commercials. No. But he's a really awesome guy. He is like the coolest, nicest person you'll ever meet. Definitely not the persona that he plays in this commercials where he's kind of like a jerk or whatever. You're going to love my nuts.
You're going to love my nuts.
I always said that to him whenever he would score a goal. You're going to love my nuts. Milo Pintor says that guy was hilarious. Yeah, he actually is really funny in real life, too. What?
He went to jail in 2009, arrested on felony battery charges for allegedly punching a prostitute in the face because she intentionally bit him and refused to release his tongue.
There you go. You're going to love my nuts.
But not his tongue.
Apparently not. Okay. I think that's it for the housekeeping. Before we get going, I just want to remind everybody that we are supported at patreon.com/sifted. That's SIFTD. For $5 a month, you get all our content early. You get this show several days early. You may end up getting GameFace TLDR several days early as well. You get Packed or Factor a week early. You get all our content at least 3 days early. Also, a reminder that if you help us out with Twitch Prime, which is something that we talk about on the show all the time because people do it while we're live streaming, but if you do that, you get Packed or Factor a week early, like you are a patron of ours, like you're paying $2 a month to our Patreon. So that's an incentive to help us out with Twitch Prime. If you're watching this show on YouTube, go down below right now, check out the description. It is step-by-step instructions. It'll take you 90 seconds or so to hook up your accounts. After that, it takes 3 clicks to give us $2.50 every month. We'd really appreciate it. And if you have no money, that's cool. I've been there. Just like the show. I also got to say, we still do not have 100 reviews on Apple Podcasts. We're at like 94 or something like that. So I'm going to say right now, if you're listening to this show on Apple Podcasts, please go review it right now. Let's get over that 100 review plateau. And just review the show everywhere. It helps. That helps us in algorithms. There's so many things you can do. Sharing the show on social media. All that stuff helps. It all chips away and helps us in different ways. But ultimately, most importantly, it keeps the show on the air. And if you guys are interested in that, those are different ways that you can help us. So we have an awesome show for you guys today. We're about to review Borderlands 4 right now. We're also going to take you game by game through. Holy cow, Matt. That Nintendo Direct was freaking insane. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
An hour long. I think there was like 35 games or something in it. So anyway, we're not going through all of them. I definitely cherry picked like the biggest ones or whatever, but we're going to talk about all the big games from the Nintendo Direct. We got a couple other reviews for you as well. Of course, we have the Lightning Round News Roundup and Soundwizardry.com. Name that game tune. It's going to be a great show. We're about to get to it, but before that, here's a word from our sponsor, LS Cream. It's LS Cream, the fine cream liqueur crafted by fellow gamer and sifter, Stevens Charles. Inspired by the Haitian drink crémasse, LS Cream delivers an award-winning experience with every single pour. One sip and you'll see why. It's a party favorite. The silky blend of fresh cream and premium neutral grain spirits mixes great with everything. I dare you to put a shot in your coffee. I've been drinking it for years and still, I find new combinations that taste incredible. LS Cream is the kind of drink that keeps surprising you thanks to its notes of vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg, and coconut. Take it to any gathering and watch it steal the spotlight. We've never seen anyone resist. Ready to join the fan club? Head to creamls.com/sifted for recipes, retailers, and online orders. That's creamls.com/sifted. That's right, people. Crave that ass and join the Cream team at LS Cream. Go to creamls.com/sifted. Earlier in the chat, we had somebody ask us for recipes that do not use coffee. It seemed like there was several there when I was on there. Maybe they've changed the recipes that were on there since I last looked. But I will pass that along to Stevens, although he's watching the show, so he will get that message anyway. LS Cream is awesome. Stevens was just here last week to remind you how awesome it is. Go to creamls.com/sifted. Find yourself a bottle. Figure out how to drive locally and get one. Figure out how to make awesome drinks. The recipes are there. Awesome website. Go do it. creamls.com/sifted. All right, now it's time to talk about Borderlands 4. Matt, how long do you think you've been playing Borderlands 4 at this point?
I don't know. Hard to say because I leave it.
Yeah.
And go do other things.
Great podcast game.
It is. I'm like level 30 something.
Okay, so you've played 20, 30 hours probably.
About that.
Yeah. I'm at like 15, something like that. So you've actually played this more than me, which is good. What are your initial thoughts, Matt?
Well, as you may recall, I had no use for another Borderlands game.
Yeah, you have not been a fan of the franchise since maybe the second one. Yeah.
Like Borderlands 2 was about as far as I needed to go.
Yeah.
I never played pre-sequel. I didn't. I think I made it to like the early teens levels in 3, and just like was like, what am I doing? Like, why am I playing this? I don't get it. And I have Tiny Tina's Wonderlands because it was a little sort of a different thing.
I liked it too.
I only bought this because we had to talk about it.
Yeah,
that's it. I really was like, I guess I'll just play it for a while and see what it is. And I really like it.
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked to hear that you've played it as much as you have.
Yeah, like I don't know what I mean. Not being on Pandora is nice.
Yeah,
like, it's different. I'm playing as Vex, the siren with the cat companion.
I regret my choice.
Who'd you pick?
I chose the girl with the dreadlocks, and I'm not a fan of playing with her.
I thought you picked the guy with like the gun rig.
I knew that was my other choice, but I did not. I decided because I thought she was going to get turrets. Because she was like the gadget person or whatever, and I was like, oh, I love turrets and shooters, so she's probably going to get the turrets, so I want to be her. and I'm this far into the game, I still don't have any turrets.
Yeah, I think he gets the turrets.
Yeah, right? I guess maybe. I don't know.
Because the raiders with his rig thing on throw turrets.
Yeah.
So I assume he does.
Which you can pick up.
Yeah.
And use on even no matter what character you are, which is kind of cool. It surprised me the first time I went to use it though, because like I had been using the same like grenades throughout the entire game, and somehow I picked up that crazy rig, and I went to throw a grenade, and instead like the rig unfolds, and you have this gun in front of you that you can use to shoot. One thing I'll say is like I do feel like this game is full of surprises.
Yeah, so for a Borderlands game,
yeah.
it runs afield in places in terms of things. And I mean, the story is what it is. Like the character, I mean, I don't think it's trying to be funny as hard as the last couple have, and it's not
as
really
try hard.
that funny. It's not. I mean, yeah, it's certainly not a Tiny Tina thing, but it's amusing enough, and all the characters are kind of themselves enough. But mostly, it's just the traversal's really good. The gunplay is really good. The enemies are fun to fight. Like it's basically all the things that I didn't think Borderlands would ever be again.
This is who I chose, Harlow, and I'm disappointed in my choice.
Yeah, I like Vex. I'm happy with her.
Yeah,
she has her giant cat.
She seems to be generally the Siren seems to be sort of the most versatile of the characters.
Yeah, because her 3 skill trees are very different. Because she gets her, you either get her the cat or you get like clones of her. And or I think the 3rd tree is like very elemental based. So you can basically pick how you want to roll.
You can kind of do that with almost any character, really. The trees are gigantic.
Yeah, I think they're about the same size as the old ones.
They are, but it feels like this game
takes forever to get down them.
Right. What I was getting at is that I think this game, and this is, I guess your mileage will vary with this. It does feel like it was designed for people to play it for a really long time.
Oh yeah.
I think if you're somebody like me who plays these games for 20, 30 hours, and usually I'm done at that point, and I don't know if this game is designed for that type of play. It does feel like it's made for the long haul.
Oh, for sure. You can tell in part because like either I don't remember if it was the pre-order or the deluxe thing, but you get a bunch of legendary weapons, and several of the legendary weapons are like level 50. So they're like, okay, I'll come back to you later.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing, too, about this game, and for those of you who don't know Borderlands, it's a first-person shooter RPG. So it looks like a typical shooter, but really, there's all kinds of data going on underneath the hood.
It's a looter shooter.
Yeah.
The guns are randomized to the point of being pointless. Basically.
They are. Yeah, I feel like I've got a million guns, and I've used the same 3 for the whole time.
I settled on a solid like single shot assault rifle early on that can kill normal enemies about 2 shots, and that has carried me. Every once in a while, I find something with better stats, and I just swap out to that. And I got a sniper rifle if they're too far away, and that's about it.
I found a shotgun that was doing like almost triple the damage of any other gun I had, and I rode that for a good like 8 or 9 hours. Literally 1 shot for most rank and file enemies and like 2 shots for like the mini bosses or whatever. And I rode that for a long time, even though I'm typically not like a big shotgun player. But I will say that's one thing this game does, is it kind of forces you to break outside of your comfort zone. Like if I wanted to use an SMG or if I wanted to use like a single shot rifle, like I have not found either weapons in those classes that I really like. So I would not have actually been able to play the game if I wanted to use those 2 gun types. I wouldn't be able to really have done it yet. But again, I do feel like that's another way that the game is a slow burn and something that's made for the long haul. It took a long time before I ever got an ability. Like, seriously. I started Googling it. I'm like, are they in the game?
Yeah, you got it. I think you only get 1.
Yeah.
Really.
And you have to buy it in, like, the skill tree or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, they're not clearly marked, like, in the skill tree. Like, I wish they were more obvious, like, which ones actually give you, like, the new ability and aren't just buffs. But ultimately, they're there. But everything is slow in this. Like, getting new weapons. They give you tons of weapons, but you look at them on the ground, and you're like, none of these are even half as powerful as the stuff that I have now. So I'm not sure why it is that way.
I mean, to me, it's always been that way.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering why they design it that way. Why do they give you so many weapons that they know you're never going to use?
I mean, that's basically what loot games are.
Yeah,
right?
I know. It's just like... It's bizarre that they're designed that way. I guess they want to give you options in case you want to spec them out your own way or something.
Sure. I mean, you don't really have any control over that.
You don't. Not in this.
But I've found enough, they're fine. I got, I have a sniper rifle that does crazy damage, like single shot and stuff, and I have assault rifles that can shoot single shots as fast as I can pull the trigger, and that's all I need to. I already have the maxed out criticals with an assault rifle thing, which is like 4,000 headshots or something.
Yeah.
It happens real fast, like because you're using it constantly.
Yeah. And if you're good, you're getting headshots constantly.
It's fine. Like I don't. It's and they know that because you can tell because they have when you can pick stuff up and automatically sort it as junk.
Right.
You get down on the D-pad and you'll pick a gun up as junk, and then you just go to the vending machine and hit Y, and it sells all the junk.
Takes it all. Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
Finally, that 99% of the guns you find are worthless.
Yeah.
Other than selling them to have enough money so that when like that one deal of the day on the vending machine is exactly the gun you want, you have the 400,000 money to buy.
Yeah, some of those weapons in those machines get pretty spendy pretty quick.
So does the death penalty. I've only died once. I died in the tutorial because the dumbass didn't get to me in time. But I died once much later, and my death penalty was 150,000.
Wow.
Because I had like $1 million.
Oh my gosh.
It's a percentage of what you have.
I die all the time. All the time. I've died dozens and dozens of times.
I get knocked down, but I've always been able to, except for that one time, I've always been able to second wind.
Sometimes you just get screwed. Like if you're fighting a boss, like what they do with the bosses is they throw minions out there while you're fighting the boss that you need to leave alive so that when you get knocked down, you can shoot them and get back up.
Yeah.
But most of the times I've died, it's in a boss fight where I get downed and there's no enemy to shoot.
Well, luckily, when you have a giant cat to send after them, they tend to attack back.
Oh, that helps. That draws them in. That's actually a good point. There was tons of times in this game where I got downed and there was just nobody to kill.
Yeah, there is actually one of the trees you can go down with the cat actually makes him a taunt.
Really?
A taunting tank. It's not the one I picked. I picked one that just makes him more damaging.
Yeah.
But no, there's some good stuff in there. You just gotta, they really. There's only one ability per. There's an ability you get at the top. And then there's the 3 separate trees for each, option for the character build.
Yeah.
And each tree in the bottom has one ability. And then the other things are like basically augments to that.
Buffs, basically.
Which you don't unlock until the last bottom of the tree.
Yeah.
This progression is pretty slow, but also the bonuses in the trees matter, but they also don't matter as much as how good you aim.
No, I agree.
So it's not that big a deal.
Let's talk about the plot. So this takes place on a completely new planet called Kairos. There's some bad dude called the Timekeeper who's basically just enslaved everybody on the planet, and you join this little resistance group who's led by Claptrap.
Who is somehow on this planet for some reason.
And you just go out into the wasteland and just try to kill all the Timekeeper's enemies. And every couple hours he shows up and says his spiel and disappears. You fight a boss, rinse and repeat. You can see here we're starting to see some of the upgrading stuff. There's a lot. As far as like things you can upgrade, you have your 3 skill trees per character. You have this stuff. You also have like this currency that you earn that you can use to purchase like more ammo for your weapons, a bigger backpack, stuff like that. And then this is just like the whole loot sorting part of it. So you see you can have 4 weapons equipped at a time. And then you have a pistol, a grenade-ish type thing. And then the things along the bottom are just kind of like buffs. There's 3 things along the bottom there. And this is like your basic loadout.
Well, the middle thing's your shield.
Right. And all that stuff is upgradable. Like when enemies drop stuff, you got to sort through the big pile of stuff because you may not get any new weapons out of that, but you might get a new shield. That's way more powerful than the one that you had before. More than likely, nothing there is going to be more than you have right now, and you're just going to leave it. Like 9 times.
I pick everything up.
Do you?
Because I sell it.
Yeah.
I like selling it. And like there's the quest to sell. However, I did that faster than you're probably supposed to.
Yeah.
But no, the first thing I upgraded was all my backpack slots, and now I just pick anything that isn't white. I pick up.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be worth. And
right.
Although sometimes I've hit a point where if it's worth less than 1,500, I don't pick it up.
Yeah.
But there's a monetary.
That's your line. That's where you drew the line in the sand.
You're not worth the time to even hit the down on the D-pad for. But
what do you think about the plot in the game? Is it motivating enough?
I don't really.
Yeah.
You're a vault hunter. You're looking for a vault. They're on a weird planet. Claptrap tells you what to do. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's the trigger. The Timekeeper is
whatever.
It means no handsome Jack.
Yeah.
it's more of an oppressive, like, kind of, imperial thing going on. It's like, you're on an isolated planet. Everyone's like trying to get off the planet because they don't want to be here, but there's no way. It's like there's something wrong with the atmosphere, or like the timekeeper stuff will shoot you down or whatever. It's I mean, it's more interesting than Pandora. We've done Pandora to death, so it's nice to be somewhere else.
I didn't run into a lot of interesting characters, at least based on what I played so far.
There is no there's no Tiny Tina equivalent, or what's her name, Mad Moxie. Although they mention her several times.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder, will she show up at some point?
I don't know. I would be surprised if they didn't do something like that. I would imagine that one of the sirens will show up at some point. There's an ongoing, like, finding, like, a collectible audio log thing of a siren that was trapped on the planet in the past, but she's not any of the sirens we played as before, as far as I know. I don't know. Like I said, it's a little more subdued than the other ones have been. It still tries to be wacky in places,
over the top,
but
and
it's
wacky.
Not as try hard.
I agree with that.
Which is probably for the best, because
I agree. Yep.
And there have been a handful of, like, legitimately good jokes.
Yeah,
in the game
I've laughed a couple times.
Couple of literary jokes. There was a couple. This guy, one of the guys who is on Dropout, he's a host on Actually and stuff. This guy named Iffy. He's listed as one of the writers, and every once in a while I hear a joke, I'm like, that was Iffy. I bet that was
You just know his style.
I know his sense of humor, and it's every once in like, if there's a joke very specifically about about literature, it's probably him.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him do that all the time. So that's fun. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. And actually, I'd prefer them sort of choosing their wacky moments more. I mean, the only really annoying character in the game is Claptrap.
You're right.
And
the recurring character.
Claptrap, I am not normally annoyed by Claptrap. I think he's fine as a character for the most part. But he's written like double manic in this one, and like he's even weirder in this one. And B, I really don't like the new voice. They swapped voices for him a couple games ago, and I don't think the new voice really works for me.
But generally, the plot's just kind of there. There's nothing. I never really was mad at the timekeeper.
No. I mean, that's basically Borderlands, right?
Yeah.
Like the story of Borderlands is not particularly important. I mean, I know everybody remembers the butt stallion gag from Handsome Jack, but that was in like the first 20 minutes of that game. And, like, name me another thing that happens in Borderlands 2.
You've probably noticed watching the B-roll that this game has a lot of elemental stuff. So you pick up a canister, you can throw it, it'll freeze the enemy, and you can shoot them and they shatter. You can pick up toxic stuff that will slowly deteriorate their health bar over time. They can use that stuff on you as well. You probably noticed the grapple hook, which is really the new gameplay feature in this game. You can use it for traversal, but you can also use it to pick up those canisters and then throw them at enemies and then shoot them after you throw them at them for those combos. And that really is kind of the I guess the jump and hover is also a new thing where you can hover like a long ways.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, there are characters that could do that as a skill,
but now it's default for everybody.
Can do it.
Yeah. And other than that, though, I struggle to find much new about this game, really.
Not really. I mean, it's Borderlands.
Yeah.
I mean, the traversal is better. Like not being stuck, like finding a little stairway up to things is good. You know, there's better mantling. There's better.
You have a mount.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. You can just tap right on the D-pad and it just materializes and off you go.
You've kind of always had some form of vehicular transportation, but this is
constant,
smaller and easier to get around on.
And pretty fast.
Yeah.
You're seeing the skill trees now.
Easier to control than the catch a ride truck kind of thing. You
know. So to me, I don't know. To me, I don't really see a big difference between Borderlands 4 and the other Borderlands games.
No, but there is something intangible about this one that is better than 3. And I've
enjoyed it more.
I don't really know what that is.
I don't know either. I can't quantify what it is.
I like it way more than 3.
But I have played it more than 3 already, and I don't feel like I'm done yet. Like I'm probably going to play it more.
I'd like to play more. I mean, again, like you say, it's a nice pastime. Like I'm not.
It burns the time.
I'm not desperately trying to see what happens at the end of the game, but like I do enjoy shooting droids in the head.
Yeah.
There's something satisfying about a lot of it.
My biggest complaint with the game is the repetitive enemies.
Yeah, I mean,
and again,
it's
that's Borderlands,
yeah.
but man, like you fight those like wizards or whatever with the hats at the beginning that fly, and 15 hours later, you're still fighting the wizards with the hats that fly.
They have slightly bigger hats now.
Yeah,
like I'm running into like the next level of them.
Yeah,
what are they, like wardens?
Yeah,
and now I'm starting to run into judges.
Oh, I
like,
see.
With same enemy type, but like
different color or whatever.
Yeah, not different color. They were totally different model.
Oh,
but they are basically the same enemy with stronger abilities.
Yeah,
like you can tell. Like, I think they probably use the same animation like system. But like,
so you do fight, but I mean, and that's part of it too. Is
but
learning.
again, that's like 30 hours.
Yeah,
into the
yeah.
game. I mean, and I've probably killed like 6 of those guys.
Yeah.
In the last couple hours of playing.
And you've killed 60,000 of the earlier version of that enemy. So you do fight the same guys over and over. And part of that, I think, is by design because I think they want you to get good at fighting enemy types.
Yeah.
So when you get thrown into an arena and you have 4 of one type, 3 of another, you kind of know how to prioritize, how to take on each one. And as the game wears on and it gets more difficult, you do kind of have to do that stuff a little more. But generally, you are fighting the same things over. Even the animals. Like, I wish there was more animals out in the...
The thing I'm most tired of is the what are they? Like the maulers? Or
the ones that just charge you?
The cats. The
tigers. Yeah.
Like, these guys are okay. They die pretty quick.
Yeah.
But, like, whenever you run into, like, the cats, there's, like, 40 of them. It takes forever. And, like, I mean, you can just run through it and ignore them, but, like...
Most of the enemies are pretty dumb. They may sidestep every once in a while, but that's about it. Otherwise, they just run straight at you.
I've run into, like, if you're in the story stuff, like, I've run into some stuff where, like, they actually do hide behind cover sometimes. It's like, they're smarter than previous Borderlands enemies have been, but, like, what does that really say?
Yeah, a lot.
I've run into a couple of annoying bugs in the game. Like, it's pretty janky in places. Like,
I've had it crash a couple times.
I haven't had a crash, but multiple times the propaganda things where you go to there's like propaganda towers and you basically send your Echo, your little robot, who's basically Jack from Gears of War, right down to the cloaking device. You have him hack it, and so ostensibly it's like it looks like it's on a timer. Like you have to hold him until it gets from like 0% to 100%. But what actually happens is Echo hacks the thing until 25%, and then a wave of enemies comes in. You kill the wave, then it goes up to 50. Comes in.
Yeah.
So multiple times, I have had one of the waves spawn, and one of the enemies spawns inside an object or a building, and you can't get to them, and you just cannot finish.
I had that happen once.
Because he doesn't hack while there's enemies. He just sits there and freaks out.
Yeah.
And so there's no... And I've come back to it later, and like it's still like
the enemy's still caught.
And the worst one was it was in the middle of like this huge fortress I was fighting my way through, and I got to it, and I mean, I'm not kidding. The fight was like 10 minutes long, and at the end of it, the last enemy I had to kill was one of those wardens, and I went to aim at him, and he just flew like a mile. Like he just nothing hit him, nothing touched him. He just flew backwards, spinning out of the arena, and like further than I could see. And his dot was still on the radar, so it was still counting as he was active, and and he was just out there somewhere. And I redid that 3 times, like reloaded, quit the game, reloaded the save, all that, and every single time he was still out there somewhere, and I just can't finish that propaganda tower.
I've had it. I mean,
it's infuriating.
Yeah, I'd kill enemies and wouldn't get the loot because they would fall down into like flying enemies. The loot would fall down into stuff that I couldn't get to. I fought a boss one time. I killed him as he killed me. And I was like, oh no, I have to do it all over again. I didn't have to do it all over again. They actually counted me as killing the boss. I couldn't get the loot. The loot was all gone. So I've been coming across little stuff like that, like pretty regularly while playing, but nothing that's like a deal breaker or something that like infuriated me and made me not want to play anymore.
No,
like nothing that drastic.
It's just it should be better for a originally going to be $80 quadruple A release.
I mean, thinking about that now in hindsight seems
exceptional.
Yeah,
they're supposed to be exceptional. That's the secret I was told.
Oh, really?
By our 2K masters.
But look, I'm having fun with it, but I would just say it's like, if you haven't liked Borderlands in the past, I don't think you're going to like this game. It's not like transcending the IP or the franchise or anything.
Although if you, again, like I did, like if you did like it and you got sick of it, for whatever reason, this has kind of brought me back in. I was super ready to just like play this for a little bit and put it down. Be like, it's Borderlands. I got it. Refund. Done. But no, I played it for almost 30 hours.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoy it. And I can't quite explain to you why I enjoyed it. I do remember feeling that Borderlands 3 felt very compressed.
I agree with that.
It felt like everything was inside and claustrophobic, and this is so big and open.
It's
and you're
all open,
flying
pretty much,
everywhere
yeah.
and jumping everywhere. I mean, it's
You go in dungeons a little bit here and there.
a little bit, but almost like because everything's so big and open and wide, like going into like the little like the factories and stuff actually feels like a cool break.
Right? Yeah, it's a nice little reprieve. Yeah.
Like I mean, they didn't reinvent the wheel here, but I do kind of feel like they hit a real solid triple.
Do you like the new Vault Hunters in general?
No, but I've never liked any of the Vault
Me either,
Hunters.
and I don't like these either.
No, I have struggled to decide. I literally picked her because she gets a cat.
Right.
That's
it.
it.
It's just the abilities. That's
And
it.
the others,
Yeah.
like...
I don't like any of them.
No. In 1 and 2, I played the soldier guy, Roland, and whoever the guy was in the second one, because I thought having free cover from the turret ability was probably the most valuable thing I could have, because I wasn't very good at the elemental stuff.
Yeah.
And I couldn't ever play the Siren in the first game.
Right.
She was too hard.
Yeah.
Like, the skill ceiling on her was too high for me. And I didn't feel like getting any better at her. It was just, but that's the thing is, like, I do think this game's pretty easy compared to the other Borderlands games you're playing solo.
Yeah.
Like not multiplayer, but like in the past, I think the other Borderlands, not Tiny Tina's, but like the others have been a little tougher if you're playing by yourself, because like the characters were sort of designed to work together, and some of them were not really built as solo characters. I don't feel like that's true here. I feel like they can all handle themselves just fine. But yeah, I have never really loved any of the Vault Hunter characters.
Me either. None of them have ever resonated with me.
Non-player characters, a few of them, but like,
Yeah.
and I like Zero a little bit, the sniper in the first one. But in general, I mean, going into this, I'm just like, God, who am I going to play? I don't like any of these characters. None of their ability sets seem interesting.
Yeah, I know. I felt
Like,
the same way.
It just like they're all combinations of different kind of ideas and class stuff, and the combinations of them are not interesting to me.
Yeah.
But I enjoy Vex well enough. Like the pet class with the cat is working for me just fine. But again, like, no, they're none of the Vault Hunters in the history of this series have ever been very compelling to me.
Here's something else I noticed about Borderlands 4, and I didn't notice it about Borderlands 3, is that this art style does not do the game favors. So as technology has evolved and improved, like, you can really see it in some games.
Yeah.
In these Borderlands games, it just doesn't feel like it doesn't look that much better than it did last gen.
I mean, it's like, it's the scale and the particle effects and the distance. I mean, there are things in this that are improvements, but you can only take the art style so far.
Yeah.
And they're sort of just like lip servicing it now. Like I remember early on, you talk to this, like when you get into the little rebel group for the first time, and
the Crimson Resistance.
The Crimson Resistance, and their tech person, like, she like takes you to give you your vehicle. That I can't remember their name. Is like Carter or something like
I don't
that?
remember.
Connor
I know what
or
you're
something?
talking about, though.
But they're standing outside the garage door and go to turn and open the garage door. And I was looking at the character model, and it's a normal character model, but it's like a cosplayer. They've drawn the cartoon shading lines on the body.
Yep.
And they don't do anything artistic. Like they're not there
no
to
real
define
shading.
anything.
Yeah.
They're just there because that's what Borderlands looks like, so we have to put those on the character.
Yep.
And like, if you notice in some of this footage, like the villain, the enemies particularly that don't have bare skin, they don't really have that on them.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
Like that warden in that one shot, like, she's got it around the
lines
of the coat.
on the clothing. Yeah.
But like, it's not like that guy doesn't really have that.
No,
Like it's just sort of lip service at this point. And like, maybe it's time to kind of let that go.
I think it's time. I don't think this art style does it all the work.
This doesn't look like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
this art style does not basically portray all the hard work that is going
well,
into
also,
it.
like I think this looks pretty good. Like, I think this is about you still get that kind of comic book art style from the environments, but the environments look way better than the characters.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know. They got to figure it out, though.
They got to turn the cell, like, that's not even cell shade. I don't even know what to call it.
I don't know what it is.
But
now.
they need to turn that down like 30-40%.
Yeah.
More. They have turned it down since like 3, I think.
Yeah, I can't think of too many times playing this game where I was like, "Oh wow!" Like it just.
And it's always in context of like, oh wow, I've never seen anything like that in Borderlands before.
Right.
But like, it's not something I've not seen.
Yeah, it's not an unattractive game, and it runs generally fine. I think I only had a couple dips in frame rate here and there. But it just feels like as they have to put more and more into these games, they're not improving their looks as much as other games are that use different art styles. So
yeah, I think the art style is
holding it back a little bit.
I think it's just time to rethink part of it. Like there's definitely a way to make this art style work in a way that kind of jives with the 4K era of especially if you're trying to make quadruple A exceptional 2K game.
I'll tell you one thing: I would not recommend somebody buy this for $80.
No, is it 8? It's
70.
It's 70. Yeah. 80 for this.
But I'm saying
silly.
they were floating that out there, talking about like
that.
maybe it being $80, and that would have been a mistake.
And I've seen a lot of complaints about performance. Like most
on
of
PC, it seems like
most of the talk about this game is performance complaints. Runs fine.
Does it run okay for you?
Like I've everything on. I don't even have frame generation on. It's rock solid 60. I guess that's not good enough for anybody anymore.
All the B-roll I was showing was from PS5, by the way. Just
it's,
so you know.
So and I'm on a 4090. I know that like that's an outlier card. So like but apparently on like mid-range stuff it doesn't perform as well as you think it should. Probably because of exactly what you're talking about. It doesn't look that amazing, but it is kind of doing a lot.
It's doing
a
lot. Yeah.
But nobody really knows,
I don't think Randy Pitchford has done any favors either because he's been kind of standoffish.
Not handling the criticism very well.
It's a shocker.
It's funny.
That's kind of his MO.
Like, well, you program an engine and see how it runs and talk to us, and I'm like, that's not as useful.
That is literally like the 5th grade argument. Yeah, well, you couldn't do it. It's like, so what? That's not what we're talking about.
It's like, all right, give me $100 million and a team of like 40 people. And
I'll figure it out, bro.
Yeah, I'll figure that out. Come on, man.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, it's Randy. He's always just...
Yeah.
He's just an interesting guy, to say the least. He always means well. He just...
Yeah, he's a good dude. Personally, he's a good dude. I and obviously
he's a little awkward.
He's himself.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of drama going on with the Magic Castle right now too, because he bought that place.
Oh, that's right.
There's a lot. They're like redoing the bylaws and trying to like figure out the lease with him versus the Academy of Magic. It's every once in a while you get a little story popping up in the LA Times where it's just like
dude being a jerk again.
It's like Texas entrepreneur Randy Pitchford. I'm just like, all right.
They don't mention that he makes video games.
No, sometimes they call him like video game maker.
Okay.
Or, like something like that. It depends how they want to.
I would like to see how this runs on Switch too. Honestly, I haven't seen any footage yet.
I'll tell you, sometimes if I'm at the castle and I mention to one of the servers or the people there, the employees there, that like, oh yeah, because that's all they talk about is like all the drama with that.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm just like, yeah, I know Randy. I know. like the people that recommended, I had write the recommendation letters for the Magic Castle membership, called him and asked, like, what should I write? And he's like, oh, you should do that. He's like, they want to know this, and I was like, okay, great. I mean,
and it worked.
Yeah, he's. Randy's a very helpful dude.
Yeah,
like he's a good dude.
Yeah,
I enjoy him in person.
Yeah,
as a person, I've never had to deal with him professionally.
Yeah, I have, but he's fine.
I mean, I've had
for us, he's fine. I mean, the fans he seems to.
I've been to Gearbox many times and interviewed stuff. I did Borderlands 2, and I've obviously interviewed him in that professional context, but I've never had to work for him.
Right.
I mean,
that is a big difference. Yep, absolutely.
And I've heard many stories about working for him.
Yep.
Believe you me.
Yep, we all have. Anyone who works in the industry has definitely heard those stories.
Many of whom I'm sure would not agree with me in terms
that
of
he's a great guy because they had to work for him.
Yeah,
makes a difference. Yeah. So anyway, that's Borderlands 4. Let's check out you guys. I'm guessing some of you guys have played it. It seems like lately, though, I say that, and you guys haven't played the games. But maybe this one you have. The Switch 2 version, Vincent says, doesn't launch for a couple weeks. That's why I haven't seen any gameplay of it. I see. Swan Senpai says he's an arsehole. Don't sugarcoat it. See, you guys just know him from dealing. You're a fan of the games, and you don't like the responses that you're getting from him. And I get it, because I agree with you.
Well, I don't think those responses suck.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't think he's great with fans at all.
What is the outcome he's expecting from that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand what he thinks he's going to get out of that.
Right. I don't either. Some people just can't figure it out, Matt. Erebus says, loving it. I think it's great. A return to form. Okay. Nox Atronitis, and I know I completely butchered your name, says, I mostly miss Jesper Kid's soundtrack. Interesting.
They don't get a lot of Jesper Kids soundtracks anymore.
No, you're right. TP says someone
sure?
needs to take away Randy Pitchford's keyboard.
But I don't think anyone can. Like
No.
even
He's the boss man.
Even the 2K guys, they don't really have control over Gearbox in that regard.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Talimper, thank you for Twitch Prime. Erebus Jones says, good shout on Gage.
Gage the Necromancer.
The Necromancer.
I don't think I ever played as him.
Yep. Knox says, Zero has been my fave from Borderlands 2.
Yeah,
I liked Maya
Zero.
from 2.
I like, again, they're not. I don't like the characters. I like their ability. Like, I like playing as them. But
Yeah, but their personalities.
Any personality.
I mean, also, I don't feel like they're well written either.
No.
Like, they're just pieces of cardboard, I felt like.
Like, there's that section, and I think, was it 2, where like Roland, is it Roland, or who's the soldier from the first game dies?
I think it's Roland.
It's Roland?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember what the difference between the soldier in the first game and the second game. Because they're basically the same
Right.
character. And I was like, and even Tiny Tina's Wonderlands goes on about, like, it's like, oh, like, Roland, I'm like, who the fuck? I mean, I guess you guys sort of knew him, but no one really seems to like each other in these games, so what are you complaining about?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Like, that's kind of like the running gag in Borderlands is everyone is an asshole. Even my character's although there is a nice bit with, like, where Vex it's like a side quest, and the character we're helping is like weird and depressed and upset with things, and like is worried about their out. It's basically it's a computer that's worried that she can't fulfill her function, so you help her do what she needs to do. And at some point, Vex, who's very standoffish, rock and roll like punk girl kind of thing, at one point it goes into like this like little monologue about, like, yeah, I mean, you got to figure this out, and that's like, as long as your feelings are reflecting who you think you are. If you don't know who you are, it's hard to get around. And then she's like, I mean, I guess I heard that. Shut up. It's just like it was very good. Like, that's a really good moment.
Yeah.
But most of the really good writing moments are in the side quests.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, that's odd.
I don't think it's that odd, because I think when you're doing side quests, you're probably left alone more.
Maybe.
Like,
yeah, that's true. You don't generally have a sidekick.
You're not like obligated to the main golden path, so you can kind of do your own shit.
Yeah, that's true.
That's probably why a lot of the side quests in Witcher 3 are so good.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like you just let some of these people loose.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, well, as long as it lets you come back to the main story later, all this shit can be whatever it wants to be.
Yeah.
And like that's where I think you're in a well-run, creatively focused game production, I think the side quests are where you're really allowed to run wild in terms of like doing some cool stuff if you have the bandwidth, both in terms of creativity and in terms of tech.
I feel like I remember the side quests in this more than the main quests.
Yeah, I would agree.
Which
with
is
that.
weird.
I'm always a little disappointed when I have to get back to the main
Right.
quest. To the point that early on I was like, you know what? I got to get back to the main quest because I have to unlock the bank.
Right,
because I got to store some.
Yeah, seriously. But yes, I would say you pretty much know what you're getting into here.
Also, I think, and I don't know, it's been a while, I don't know. I recall the quest distribution in the other Borderlands games being very rigid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to go back to this location and get all these quests, and now you do these quests, and now you're out of quests for this location, so you go to the next location. This one feels very organic in how you find the side quests. You just happen across people that have the exclamation point. Like, it feels more like an actual RPG. Like,
I also completed quests not knowing that I had collected the stuff that I needed.
Yeah.
Like, they're just hey, I need 2 of these things. And I'm like, I have them already?
Yeah,
like, where did I get these?
Which I don't. I mean, as far as I can recall in the other Borderlands stuff, like, things like that didn't spawn until the quest was out.
Right, yeah. And the quest tracking's good. The waypointing is good.
Oh,
like,
the pathing is great.
Yeah.
Like, it shows you exactly how to get to places. If you
it even shows you, like, so say you're, like, 100 yards away from where you need to go. It won't just draw the line straight to that point. It will actually show you the pathway that you need to take to get there, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
I do think there's some improvements there.
Yeah,
like
it's definitely better than Borderlands 3 for sure.
Yeah,
I still can't quantify why I've played it so much more than Borderlands 3.
No, I can't either. I think there's something. It just feels better.
Yeah,
and I don't know how to.
Gunplay still does feel good.
Yeah,
like it always has. That's one thing. Borderlands, even in 3, I thought the gun
feels better. And like I said, the quest the structure thing is really, I think, really important in terms, at least for me. Like I feel. Because with especially with Borderlands 3, there were moments when you'd have that moment where you had to like pick up new quests or like go back. Okay, I've done all these things. I gotta go back and turn them all in and get new. There was just moments where I could see the strings, where I could see what I was being told to do.
Yeah.
And this one has a lot more like. I feel like I'm much more organically sort of being led on to the thing until it's 4 a.m. and I'm like, what the fuck?
What am I doing?
Like,
Time to go to sleep.
Like the one more thing in this game is really insidious, and I have not had that problem with a Borderlands probably since 2. So it's not that it's a problem in the sense that I'm not getting enough sleep. It's not a problem with the game.
Nightwing 3060 says, "How's the co-op? I only played co-op for like an hour and a half with one other player. It was fine."
Yeah, I've not played any co-op.
Yeah. It didn't seem like there was any scaling issues, but I'm just telling you, I didn't play it enough to give you a real assessment of it. I'll just be honest with you. Erebus reminds us you can slide into those canisters to kick them into enemies, and you can shoot them as they're sliding into the enemy. So it was like I was saying earlier, like every once in a while things happen where you're like, oh wow.
Yeah. And
like,
the grappling, you can grapple almost everything to you and like throw it back. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff with that.
As you start getting used to having the grapple hook, you start getting better with grabbing Like at first, I hardly ever used canisters in fights. Now, every fight, I'm just constantly grabbing them and throwing them. Because you can take out big enemies with one shot with those. If you freeze them and then shoot them once, they just crumble. So,
yeah. Commander Fett may have a point. He's like, thinks the tone isn't as over the top as 3.
I agree with that.
True.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like 3 really felt like they leaned into how wacky they were and how like, oh, this game's it's so irreverent and everyone's crazy and it's like it just gets tiresome very quickly. Even in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, even they tone things down. I mean, Tiny Tina can have a coherent conversation in that game, which I don't think she could in 3.
Yeah, this is definitely a less is more case for sure. But that's Borderlands 4. I mean, I would say if you like Borderlands, go buy it. Yeah. It's better than 3 for sure. It is definitely designed over the long haul. You will get your money's worth for sure, as far as hours played versus the money that you're paying for it. But I do think if you have tried Borderlands in the past and it didn't really resonate with you, I don't think this one's going to do it.
No, I think if it resonated for you in the past and you've fallen out of it, this one might bring you back in.
It might, yeah. But probably worth $70. I wouldn't spend 80 for it, but we don't have to. So
I would certainly, I mean, if you're on the fence about it, I would certainly get it somewhere where you know you could like return it.
Yeah.
You'll know within 2 hours.
That's the other thing I would say too, is the game does not change that much over time. Like,
no, what you see is what you get in the first 10 minutes.
Seriously. Like I felt like what I did in the first 2 hours, I was still doing like a lot of cases when I create B-roll for GameFace, I'll play the first hour and then I'll go play it for a long time. And then maybe I'll come back and record very quickly, like 10 or 15 minutes of footage of stuff that I want to make sure that I show. With this, I recorded the first 2 hours of the game. I didn't have to record anything else. It showed you everything that you needed to see, except for mounts. That's the only thing that I didn't get in there.
Right. That took a while.
But all the B-roll, the trailers we showed.
I got a weird glitch where there's a bunch of different mounts you can get. Like you start with the little hover bike thing.
Yeah.
I think there's like eight or 9.
Yeah.
When the first skin I unlocked for that mount, I got the achievement for unlocking all the mounts, which I have not even unlocked more. I've only unlocked the one.
So was it a bug or
some kind of bug? Some kind of achievement bug.
There's stuff like that in the game for sure.
And it was like 9.3% of players have this, so clearly a bunch
other
of
people
because it was like it had been out for like 3 hours.
Right.
Like it was clearly not something that everybody had done yet.
I wonder if they'll take that back with a patch.
I don't know. I've never seen them do that.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Yep. All right, well, there you go. That is Borderlands 4. We're about to talk about the insanely gigantic Nintendo Direct that happened this week. But before that, here's a word from our sponsor, The Repair App. Cracked phone screen, stuck zipper, busted bike, borked HDMI port, persnickety PlayStation? Don't toss it, boss it with The Repair App. The mission is to build a world where repair is the norm, not the exception. Snap a pic, describe the issue, and find local pros ready to fix it fast. It's not a marketplace, it's a movement that saves your stuff, your sanity, and the planet. No fees, no credit cards, no data collection, no stress. Just fast and fabulous fixes. Track your items and the repairs, log warranties, build a repair history, and become the hero your stuff deserves. Fight landfill guilt, save some cash, and support local business all at the same time. And best of all, it's free. Join the Repair App waiting list today at therepair.app and be among the first to get access. Fix it, keep it, repeat, because trash is so last century. That's right, people. It's almost time to get that borked HDMI port fixed on your console that has been laying in your closet and you're like, I can't throw it away because the HDMI port's bent. You don't have to throw it away. You can get it fixed. Go to the repair.app. Get ready. I did get an update this week. I know last week I mentioned like they're going to start transitioning into launch and things like that. That is absolutely happening. It's looking like right now October 10th for launch. That's what they told me this week. So we only have about 4 more weeks for signups before the actual app launches. Also, I should add, and I don't know if they want me to tell you this or not, but apparently like the response to this has been like insanely positive, and they're like blown away. Initially, the company had 1 founder, and they had to expand and add 2 more founders to handle everything that's happening with the app. So things are going real, real good. Go to therepair.app, give them your email address. They'll alert you when it launches roughly around October 10th. In the meantime, start collecting all your stuff that you want to get fixed or repaired and get ready for the launch of the Repair app. Again, go to therepair.app, therepear.app.
I recommended that to somebody this week.
Did you?
Yeah. One of my friends is her kid is like getting too old for those little preschool cars, but she is obsessed with them.
Oh,
so
the mom is?
No, the kid.
No, the kid is.
And so she if she finds like some sort of like junked thing, she brought home one of those like play school little cars.
Yeah.
And her legs hang out of it or whatever. The kid is too big for it, but she loves it. I'm like, well, you got to get her one of those Power Wheels, one of those like motorized ones.
Right.
And she's like, oh, I found one. It was like a Mercedes. It was like one of the high, but the battery was ripped out of it, so I can't fix that. I'm like, I know a way to fix that, and so I'm like, go to this thing, and she's like, oh wow, I go, I'm like, yeah, hang on to that empty Mercedes, and there's got to be somebody that knows how to fix that. And
it was like I was telling you over vacation, once you get in the mindset of like, hey, I know this thing that can fix stuff, you start realizing like that's what like the founders were saying. They're like, people start thinking about it, and suddenly they're like, oh, yeah, like this is a brilliant idea. It really is a brilliant idea. There's no doubt about it.
Connecting up people who can fix stuff with people who need things fixed is a really good idea, because like it's so hard to do that now, because like there is no...
Where do you go?
Where do you go now?
Yeah.
All the little hardware stores. I mean, I know there's like the one place near Wilshire and Fairfax that like it's like a appliance repair place, and it's been there like longer than we've been alive. But like, used to be the hardware store was like one of the oldest places in any small town, and now they're all gone because Home Depot and those places crushed them,
put them out of business.
But like Home Depot won't fix your fucking lamp.
No, they won't fix anything. It is crazy. I mean, the crazy thing about LA is if you drive around, there are just millions of businesses, and you're just like, you never see anybody walking in. It's like, how do these... Yeah. I feel there's a lot of money laundering going on in Los Angeles.
Well, there has been. My business question of that regard is because I go to the Chinese theater fairly often, and if you walk around that complex, like, to get to from the garage to the main, the IMAX theater, you gotta walk through the main complex, and it's easier to walk up on top, because then you don't have to walk through the street and try to be handed 14 million rap demo CDs. And like
my demo
CD, and be like accosted by 14 terrible cosplayers, and it's just easier to go. But one of the stores I go by over there is this like Alice in Wonderland themed tea shop. And it's huge.
That's a brilliant idea.
It's huge. It's got all these beautiful, like, adorable little tables. There's every kind of tea you can imagine, all these different flavors. There's a whole book of them. They have little cakes and and I have never seen anyone in there. And I'm like,
and it never closes.
It's every day. I'm like, is it just really busy Sunday mornings? And what
it's money laundering, I think, is what's happening. I mean, there's just thousands of businesses like that in LA. You never see anybody inside there.
Because there's a point at which like the people who own those buildings just want tenants.
Yeah.
And there's a chain of that, I guess. I don't know. I feel like there's a documentary there for someone who wants to dig into it.
There's
like,
something going on.
Where are you on that one, Dateline?
Mighty Pony Girl says, does someone shout change places every few minutes? Zed Saber says New York City real estate is entirely money laundering. It's like that here, man. You just drive down the street and there are just wall-to-wall businesses, and there's nobody going into any of them, and they never close.
Yeah. Like now that I've said that publicly, I'm expecting that like next time I'm there, like the White Rabbit's gonna come out and be like, "Heard you talking shit, son." Like,
with the hookah.
If you don't want to be late, you better shut your mouth.
Anyway, LA's awesome. All right, let's move on. We're going to talk next about the insane Nintendo Direct that happened in the middle of September. This was literally like E3 press conference quantity and quality for Nintendo here.
I am shocked to hear you say that.
Really?
I thought this sucked.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
There was like 4 things I was interested in.
Well, I think what's happening here...
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, yeah,
there's a
ton of games in this, but there was like 4 that I actually want to play.
Well, I think what's happening here...
that aren't on another system.
...is we're getting the Kirby game. Like, now we're starting to see, okay, on Switch 2, what are going to be these AA plus games that are going to fill the gap between Mario and Zelda? They just showed you all of them.
Yeah. I mean, I will say part of this, and I'm sure we'll get to it, but part of this is my disillusionment about what they showed of Metroid Prime.
Okay, well, I'm glad, yes, we will have a very interesting conversation about what they showed of Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah. And the fact, I mean, I never intended to buy them, but the fact that those Kirby amiibos are $50...
Have you noticed also
what?
that amiibo are starting to get like gigantic
Yeah,
and they're kind of losing
they're
the whole
statues
plot
now.
like, of
Remember
what
they were
were
$9.99?
and they were this big
Yeah.
and now they're these monstrosities.
They got like vehicles and like, this is G.I. Joe? Like, what's going on?
I don't know what's going on there. But the big theme for this whole thing and why people were excited for it is, and Nintendo marketed it this way, is that it was the 40th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers.
Also, still no Silk Song.
Right. Yeah. And so I think a lot of people thought that we were going to get the announcement of a new Mario game.
Oh, you poor...
Whether it was
you poor
2D or
fools.
3D.
What did you think this was?
And we did not get it. Instead, I think what most people would consider the headline is the new Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, which we already knew.
And it's based on Super Mario Galaxy. Now, we're not going to show it to you here. We'll show you every other game. We're about to show... I got this TriCaster loaded. So we're going to show you every other game that was mentioned in the Nintendo thing, except for this one, because we will get copyright strikes for showing movie trailers in GameFace. But the trailer itself was like nothing. It's just a little teaser anyway.
It's a pan through, and I mean, the most important thing to me was it uses the music from the game.
Right.
It's just nice to because I was thinking while that was running, because there's nothing else to think about because they're not showing you anything, just how we're kind of hitting this like nice little renaissance of like, oh, probably because of the MCU. It's like, oh, they can just take the stuff from the games and use it. Like you're using the music
assets,
from the game,
yeah.
the assets, the setting. That's also happened with that Street Fighter 2 movie they're doing.
Yeah.
Like those the pictures of those characters, like those, they all look exactly
They do.
like motherfucker.
scary.
Balrog's got the hair.
I know.
Like I'm like, oh, we're not making this 90s bullshit anymore. We are making the game.
Yeah,
and like,
seriously.
And I love that.
Yeah, me too.
I love that. Like we're at that point where you can respect that source material, even if the source material is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that the music's in there because again, and I thought that too when I was at the Universal Studios Mario Land. I'm like, this music's great. Like I'm really glad they have all the game music like orchestrated well in this land because like the music's great. You don't need to write new music. For
it's
this
great.
Stuff. It's like you've already got it. You've already got.
I can't wait to hear it in a theater on a booming system.
Absolutely.
And then the film
Mario Galaxy is probably my favorite Mario theme.
Me too.
So
yep. Movie comes out April 3rd, 2026, so not much longer to wait.
I would imagine we'll probably start seeing trailers
like real
next couple months.
Yeah, I think so as well. And then to kind of piggyback on the film, the big Mario game that they announced is a remaster, I think, of Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's a remaster. I mean, they've added a couple of little extra things, but like, yeah, I mean, we already had this in the 3D All-Stars collection.
Yeah, which people complained about the way that they handled it there. Yeah. And you think they're going to do it the same way here? Is it going to be like an emulated version of it?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be. I would be very surprised if it wasn't basically the same thing. I mean, I'm happy Galaxy 2 is getting it to do. I probably do like. I mean, Galaxy or Galaxy 2 are probably my picks for the best 3D Marios.
I think they may be the best 3D platformers ever made. Both of them.
Yeah.
Like literally, like maybe 1 and 2.
I mean, like I have a personal fondness for Banjo 1.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
I have a very hard time calling Banjo 1 better than Mario Galaxy.
Yeah. Because it was of a time.
I might like it more, but that's not the same thing.
It was a different time period.
Yeah. So it's there's a exhilaration to the Galaxy games that almost nothing else captures.
Both games are going to get improved UI. The option to play with buttons and sticks or motion controls if you want, which obviously for Mario Galaxy was actually a thing. There's also an in-game music player for both games. There's new storybook content, and there's an enhanced resolution.
Which the game was always capable of, as the Dolphin emulator showed.
Yeah.
You don't actually have to do a whole lot of work on that.
Yeah.
That game always looked better than it was allowed to be.
Yeah, and then there'll be a free update because this is for both Switch and Switch 2, and then there will be a free update for the Switch 2 version that will make it 4K. I don't know why that's not a part of the base code, why you need an update for that, but that's how they're going to make it work. You can buy each game separately for $40 a piece, or you can buy the two together as one compilation for $70. How do you feel about that?
Ridiculous pricing.
Yeah. That's
give me a break.
That's a little
I mean, I'm still
spendy.
gonna buy it, and that's the problem. Is like you're basically over a barrel with Nintendo stuff.
Yeah.
But that's a crazy price for a. How old is that? Is that game 20 years old? Yeah, it's coming
Almost.
up on.
If you guys have not played these games yet, oh boy, are you in
Especially
for it.
especially when you just sold it to me in that 3D All Stars
Yeah.
collection.
Which I still haven't opened. But it's not worth anything either. It's still only worth like $100. These are coming out on October 2nd. Both of these games. Again, if you haven't played these games, just get ready. They are just amazing, amazing games. And it's just so creative and interesting. Like, you're platforming upside down. You're platforming on round levels. Like, still, there's no other games like this that do this stuff. So,
No, I mean, Astrobot is probably the closest.
Yep, for sure.
And really, a lot of that is just like, I like this because it reminds me of Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
But like, the pricing is silly. This is actually a pretty weak anniversary
It's so
celebration
weak.
thing.
Are you kidding me? That's
I mean,
ridiculously
me
weak.
personally, I wish they had the Mario team make a fucking Mario game instead of Donkey Kong Bonanza. But like, what are you gonna do?
Well, that's the thing. So when they made the decision to make the Donkey Kong game instead of the next 3D Mario game, were they not thinking about like, hey, because the timing would have been perfect.
Yeah.
If it were a new Mario game, it would have celebrated the 40th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers.
Well, maybe they'll have the next one out for the 45th anniversary.
I mean, I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think that Super Mario Odyssey 2 will probably come out at the 45th. So now that makes me think we got a long time to wait for the next 3D Mario.
Well,
after it's already been how many years?
Well, then it's like, it's weird to me that like, I mean, I know it's 40th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers, and it's like, oh, I can't believe Mario's 40. I'm like, Mario's 44.
Right.
He came from Donkey Kong. That was
Yeah.
81.
Yeah, that's true.
Donkey Kong's about to be 50.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Really old for a gorilla.
It's hard to believe. But yeah, so anyway, a little disappointing that that's how Nintendo is celebrating. There's a couple other games we're going to talk about here in a minute that they lumped in with that celebration because the characters are from the Mushroom Kingdom or whatever. But as far as Mario goes, this is what you're getting. There's also some DLC for Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and they're putting out a Switch 2 version of that.
Right. A whole co-op deal. I'm like, wow, that's completely useless to me.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
But that's how they're celebrating the 40th. I think it's pretty disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than Samus got. But.
Yeah. So that was a bad surprise. And I'm still not sure how I take this next surprise. That the Virtual Boy is coming back.
It's more of a threat.
And it is coming to Nintendo Switch Online. So you need to be a subscriber to Nintendo Switch Online to play the games. However, Nintendo is putting out the Virtual Boy hardware again. And it's this crazy version of it where you put the tablet of either the Switch or the Switch 2 into this device, and then you look into it and look at the screen of the Switch or the Switch 2. They're also making a cardboard version of that, which is very weird. If you don't want to spend the money.
Which you shouldn't.
Right. You probably should just get the
I
cardboard
don't know how.
version.
I don't know exactly how to impress upon you if you haven't had any experience with the Virtual Boy. The Virtual Boy sucks.
It really sucks.
Like, these games are terrible.
They really are.
Like,
why are they doing this?
because they know Nintendo fans are dumb enough to buy this.
I mean,
Everything gets rehabbed. No matter how terrible it is, there's a nostalgic rehab for it later, and Virtual Boy has gone through that already. So yes, there is a market for this for some reason.
so you can see there's the collection of games. That's pretty much the whole library.
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much everything. The Mario Tennis was pretty good.
Yeah.
And the Tetris was pretty
Yeah.
good. And that's about it.
Yep.
I've never
The Wario game is probably the best traditional game.
Yeah, I've never played Bowling or Space Invader. I've never played the Japan-only ones. I've never played Jack Bros. And I've never played Mario Clash.
Yeah.
The others I've played, and they're not great.
Great. Yeah. I have no idea what Nintendo was thinking here. Did they announce the price for that actually? For the hardware.
Yeah, the Virtual Boy hardware is I think is $100.
Really?
And the cardboard one's $30, I think.
Because in my notes that I have here, these are just basically what Nintendo sent me after the Direct ended, and they did not include the price in their official press release, which is kind of interesting. This all happens on February 17th, so not long to wait at all for the Virtual Boy to come back. But I mean,
Retro Modern Gamer makes a good point. Where's Waterworld?
Right.
It was a Waterworld game.
That's right. I forgot about that license.
That's probably a license you're never going to see.
That'll never come back, yeah.
Unless you go to the Universal Studios and see the stunt show.
Probably only the stuff that Nintendo published will actually come out on this, would be my guess, because the licensing issues with the other stuff is probably just too much of a pain in the butt. But yeah, this is launching on February 17th, so if you're interested in it, and you shouldn't be, but if you are, there's not much longer to wait.
I mean, it literally hurts your eye. The red is like a problem. Like, it can fuck your eyes up for a while.
I couldn't believe this when I saw it, Matt. I thought, I was like, wait a minute, is it April 1st? Like, did we just rewind time?
I thought originally, okay, you're putting the Virtual Boy games out in like the virtual console, like the Nintendo Online Plus thing.
I just thought I'd be able to play it on a screen.
Like what we're looking at right here. And I'm like, no, you want me to what?
Yeah, I know.
What the?
I couldn't believe it.
Come on.
Cinetai says probably would be nicer for Nintendo to partner with MetaQuest or something for an actual modern VR game. Yeah, but that's just too much of a commitment.
Yeah, that would be too much. That would require you to play Nintendo things on another piece of hardware, and we don't do that.
Yeah, and Vincent says that there are 22 total Virtual Boy games. I didn't know that. 15 are coming, and one is a Japanese exclusive. So anyway, the Virtual Boy is coming back. I don't think anybody asked for it. Next up, the other big surprise, although I think people had kind of figured it out actually before this whole thing happened, is that Resident Evil Requiem is coming to Switch 2 day and date with all the other versions on February 27th, 2026. So the trailer that you're seeing here, this is actually footage from the PS5, PC, Xbox Series versions. Capcom did put out a trailer, the exact same trailer with the exact same shots running on Switch 2. And it looks pretty damn good. The one thing you can definitely tell the difference in is the hair.
Yeah, the hair
that was the dead giveaway for me on Switch 2. But otherwise, I was pretty impressed with how it looked. Like, I'm kind of surprised in general at the power of the Switch 2. Pleasantly surprised. Like,
I'm more impressed by how scalable the Resident Evil engine is.
That's too.
That's what's happening here.
Yeah, because
they're able to turn everything down and up as they need to for whatever it's on.
Mm-hmm. And Capcom also announced that Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8 are also coming to Switch 2, pretty much
on the same day.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Resident Evil at once.
It really is. But basically, Capcom said that anything that's running on the RE engine, they're going to try to port over to Switch 2. So Pragmata could ultimately end up being a Switch 2 game as well.
There's no reason it couldn't be.
Yeah, so we'll see how that shakes out.
Like, this is mostly Capcom planning for the future here. Like, this is Capcom knowing where the bread is buttered.
Yeah,
so,
for
we're
sure.
Gonna make sure we can get this whatever this Switch 2 thing turns out to be. If they ever give us hardware, we're gonna make sure that the stuff we're doing can run on it. Because also you can't ignore that market.
All right. Also, don't forget that just this very same week, Capcom was all pissed off at PlayStation for jacking up the price of PlayStation and tried to blame the bad sales of Monster Hunter on the sales of the PS5. So I doubt this has anything to do with that. Just something to bring up. But yeah, Resident Evil Requiem coming the same exact day as all the other versions on Switch 2. That is a big deal. This could portend to a future where almost all third-party games are coming out on Switch 2 like at the same time.
Well, I think there's still going to be the worst versions of them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But, like, I think that Star Wars Outlaws dev talking about how, like, if we'd known the hardware when we were making the game, we could have made it work properly.
Yeah.
Like, that says something. I think once going forward, I think you're going to have a much easier time getting almost everything on the system.
Yeah. Which is great news.
I mean, again, maybe the hair doesn't look that great, but, like, if people are obsessed with playing these things handheld or whatever, like, there you go.
Well, I think it gives people the option if they own a Switch 2 to not necessarily have to buy another console, where in the past you pretty much had to. Now you can kind of get by with just a Switch 2.
Yeah, and I mean, it is, again, if you don't want, if the bells and whistles don't matter to you and you do just want one console, it's like, well, you got to recommend the Switch 2 because it's like, it's the only place you can play the Nintendo stuff.
And now you're getting a third-party stuff.
You're basically not missing anything other than, say, PlayStation and Xbox exclusives, which you could get on PC eventually.
Yeah.
So that might, PC and Switch 2 might be your ultimate combo there.
It's true.
If you want to play everything.
Yep. Next up, now we're starting to get into some Nintendo's first-party stuff. Here comes Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. This is coming in 2026. It's the next mainline Fire Emblem. I'm just going to read the boilerplate stuff that Nintendo sent me for this because the trailer doesn't really tell you hardly anything about the game other than it looks like it's set in this sort of fake Roman Empire thing.
Sort of a general
Olympus,
Yeah, sort of a general mythological times thing. I mean, it's a new Fire Emblem continuity.
Yeah.
Obviously. At first, I was kind of annoyed because it looked like it was just gonna be a gladiatorial thing, and then obviously the other stuff is outside of that.
Yeah.
But like,
I can see where at first you might think it's just.
I'm
is
like,
this
is
be
it all gonna be gladiator shit? Like, I don't want to do that.
But nope, it looks like the last.
But
couple
no matter
Fire Emblems.
how ancient and mythological and fantastical the area, the girls have to wear schoolgirl outfits. Either way, no matter what. It's like, okay, we'll add more panel lines to the skirt, and that'll make it fantasy. Sure.
Yeah. Well, here's what Nintendo sent me. The heroic games have begun. The newest entry in the Fire Emblem series is set to enter the arena. The debut trailer provided a glimpse of the intertwining story, characters, and turn-based tactical RPG gameplay that awaits players when the game launches for Nintendo Switch in 2026. So that's all we got, other than this trailer. And obviously, it's a turn-based strategy RPG like it's always been. But otherwise, it was hard for me to glean much. I don't see any returning characters, really, or anything.
There's nobody. This is all new.
Yeah, which is cool.
Well, I mean, Fire Emblem does it. Fire Emblem has its own continuity.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is fine.
But they didn't say specifically next year when it's coming. My guess is mid to late next year.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like most of the stuff that Nintendo showed in this.
I wouldn't be surprised if this was like April, May.
You may be right, actually. It does feel like everything that was shown in this is next.
Yeah.
Like coming in the next 6 months.
Yeah, I think this is early 26.
It may be. Yep. So anyway, that's Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. And again, that's coming sometime next year.
It's kind of cool to see Nintendo treat Fire Emblem as one of their major franchises.
Like one of the big boys. Because the sales have spoken up for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to.
People love it. And it's like pretty good turnaround for a game whose first few installments never even came here.
Yeah. I've always loved Fire Emblem.
I remember when Smash Brothers Melee came out, and everyone was like, "Who the fuck is Marth?" Like,
yeah.
No one knew.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't even know who he was.
There weren't any games out.
And back then, they were reusing characters from game to game. It feels like that's changing now.
There's multiple continuities of Fire Emblem, like Marth was in his own thing, and Roy was in his own thing. Like
seems like they stick to for 2 games or something like that.
Yeah,
and
there's
move
usually
on.
2 or 3 of each thing, and then they switch to another thing, and they will revisit. And obviously, the last couple or the last one, you could summon the spirits of all the favorite characters of all the different
right.
So they lean into it when they can, and obviously the Dynasty Warriors style games just all that's out the window and you can play everybody. Which is as it should be.
I agree. And now we've reached the point where we hinted at a little bit earlier where we're going to talk about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. First thing I'm going to say about this whole presentation is that there were 10 release date trailers. And this is another one. We finally have the release date for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. It is coming this year, but just barely. It is coming on December 4th for both Switch 2 and Switch 1. I'll be honest with you, Matt. I'm not 100% locked in that this will come out this year. Yeah. I think there might be a chance that it gets delayed into 2026 still.
That would be very unusual for Nintendo to put a release date on something 3 months out.
It would be, but December 4th, man, you're really butting up against it. And now let's talk about the game, because you're seeing right now what is going on here, Matt. What is this? What?
This is Nintendo has to add some stupid fucking gimmick, and they can't just make a fucking sequel to something.
What is this?
I cannot express how much this is not what I want from a Metroid game.
I can't express how this is not Metroid.
Yep.
Why would she ever have a motorcycle?
I don't know.
Ever. Why wouldn't she have a hovercraft or a little mini jet or a little mini version of her ship? Why would she ride on a motorcycle? This is insane. Let's go back. Is this game open world, Matt?
Some of it seems to be, yeah.
The most empty open world I've ever seen in my frickin' life.
From what I can gather here, I think you are going to be using the motorcycle to traverse between dungeons, essentially.
And there's nothing to do in between but fight those weird things.
You can Akira slide into enemies. That's about all they show, really.
I mean, look at this world. There's nothing there. Look at this world.
Well, there's a tree.
This looks like I'm not even really exaggerating. That looks like an N64 game.
A little bit.
There's nothing. It's just a flat piece of ground. What is going on? Retro has lost its mind.
I don't think Retro made these choices.
Oh my god. What is this? This is not Metroid Prime, Matt.
Akira slide.
I just want to go on the record to say I have had concerns about this game for months. I've been saying that this game scares me.
Yeah, but I didn't think I needed to be worried about vehicle sections.
No.
That was not...
I thought there wasn't going to be isolation in the game.
Like this is like that. There
That's
we go.
okay.
That's it.
Here you are out in the open world just fighting random dogs. I
mean, that looked like it was in like the usual arena thing. Like most of the rest of this trailer looks like Metroid Prime to me.
Yeah.
But like, I just have a lot of questions about what like percentage of the game is the motorcycle open area thing, because that is not what I want. From
as much as
Metroid.
they showed of it in this trailer, my guess is there's a lot of it.
I don't think so.
Really?
I'm gonna say it's about 20%.
That's a lot.
But it's not as much as it could be.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I thought to me 20%'s a lot of riding a crappy weird motorcycle in an empty open world.
I mean, yeah, but like again, it's not. I don't think it's gonna be the bulk of the game or anything. But
yeah, I don't either.
It's gonna be enough to. I mean, I guess I'm thinking like Mass Effect vehicle ratio.
I get it.
You know?
Okay,
like just enough to piss you off.
Look, I'm sure Nintendo is like, it's so cool. The motorcycle's so cool. It's not.
It's not. It's not.
It's not.
Like she already has power armor and a spaceship. A motorcycle doesn't really add.
Why doesn't she just roll in her ball form? Why didn't they just give her like a crazy turbo ball or something?
Maybe she can't do the ball except in like the certain areas anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh man.
Also because they got to sell you a new amiibo.
Yeah.
Right.
And they did. They are making new amiibo for it, but
and they got her, and they got her on the bike, and then they got the bad guy from Metroid Hunters, who I saw someone like complaining that like he's the worst thing, and like it's gonna make people less interested in the game because he's such a bad character from that game. I'm like, no one knows who the fuck that.
Nobody even knows.
Who the hell? Who the hell even knows? I don't even remember his name.
No. Varus or some crap. I don't know.
It starts with an S. I can't remember. I don't know.
Oh no, I've waited so long for this game. I drafted it on my fantasy team for like 8 years straight.
I mean, that doesn't mean it's not going to review well.
I mean, well, yeah, it's a Nintendo game, so I'm sure it'll get the benefit of the doubt more than it probably should.
You got a guaranteed 80 at least.
I don't know, man.
No question.
We'll see.
No one's got the balls to give anything.
I do.
Nintendo, but you aren't on Metacritic.
That's true.
That would extra suck if you could sync your own fantasy team score.
Oh man. Anyway.
Although, what a good example of how like you aren't bothered by outside forces.
Yeah. But
like,
again,
like this is gonna lose me the fantasy league, but this game sucks, and I have to get. I'm gonna drop.
I'm gonna hurt myself
points.
to be honest, and I would absolutely do that.
I know you would.
Yep. So anyway, it's coming on December 4th. Not long to wait at least, but yeah, I got big time concerns with Metroid Prime 4. I'm sure we're going to see a ton more of it before December 4th gets here.
Yeah.
My guess is probably starting in a week or two, we'll get a trailer every week until it comes out. So.
Also ineligible for the Game Awards.
That's right.
Too late.
That's right. That is too late.
Which means it'll be forgotten by the next.
And it'll never win.
It'll never be anything.
That's true.
I mean, I know that doesn't really matter, but it's like it just kind of sucks that this industry in particular is so bad at remembering the end of last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is true. We're probably guilty of it too. Maybe not to the same extent, but probably. And another new game from Nintendo that was announced during the Direct, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. This is what I was talking about earlier about these
Horrible
AA
mistake. Children
plus
don't know what
games
books
to
are now.
fill out the release calendar for Nintendo month after month. You got to have these games, otherwise there's nothing coming out for your system. Not everything can be an 8-year Mario 3D platformer that takes a decade to create, and everything can be Breath of the Wild. You got to have these other games that don't take quite as long to make, so you can fill the channel, so people are constantly buying your software. And that's what we get here with Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Here's what Nintendo sent me about this one. One day on the island where Yoshi and his friends live, a peculiar talking book named Mr. E suddenly falls from the sky.
Mr. Encyclopedia.
Yep. This mysterious book's pages contain information about unusual creatures, so Yoshi decides to jump in and help investigate. And that's it. That's all it told us. So it does appear that it's almost like a creature collecting thing where you're like grabbing like snapshots of creatures and adding them to the book. The art style in this is pretty cool, though.
Yeah, art style is cool. I mean, it looks like Yoshi's Island for children.
Yeah.
Really.
It's got a cel-shaded look, but it's very, very subtle. And
it's a storybook kind of like sketched.
It's like watercolors.
Yeah,
like a watercolor painting. But some of these scenes are pretty striking. Like, it definitely makes an impact visually. I just haven't really full throat enjoyed a Yoshi game, and I don't know how long. Like,
no,
they're okay, but they've not been great. So
I mean, Yoshi's Island is really
yeah.
But again, that's technically Super Mario World 2. which would make it Super Mario Brothers 5.
Yeah.
But no one considers it that.
I do wonder if Nintendo ever considers making games that take 8 years to make for Kirby and Yoshi, instead of making sure that they're always for Mario and Zelda.
Probably not. Like, I mean, I think you could get away with that with Kirby more than Yoshi. I don't think Yoshi has that kind of pull.
I feel like both Kirby and Yoshi, that people at this point have just figured out that those games are just kind of like a tier below the other Nintendo first-party games, and maybe that's a perception that's hard to shatter at this point.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it depends. Like, one of my friends, his kid loves Kirby. Kirby's his favorite thing in the world.
Wow.
Like, just, I'm like, why? He's like, I don't really know. I just, he's like, just there's all those games, and like, I got them because they were a little cheaper or they whatever, and like, he just played them all, and he loves Kirby now. I'm just like, well, wait until he's older to tell him that Kirby is an eldritch force. Kirby's like reverse cosmic horror. He's an infinite being of infinite power, eldritch thing, but he loves us.
Right. Thank God.
Like, that's the opposite of Lovecraft. It's like the horror of Lovecraft is these monstrous, impossible things don't care about us, but Kirby does care about you.
Yeah.
Like, that's the comfort of Kirby, is he cares about everybody.
Yeah. Vincent says, I bet Forgotten Land took a while to make. Yeah, but not 8 years. Yeah. And then he says, and the target audience of these games won't appreciate that time. Yeah, I mean, they don't know any different.
That's true. And you got to keep hitting it because, like, the target audience for these games ages out of it within 3 years. So you got to
keep making them. You got to make them every 3 years. That's just pretty much how it works out. But anyway, again, that is Kirby and the Mysterious Book. It is coming spring 2026. I think that is a Switch 2 exclusive. I don't think that's coming to Switch 1 as well.
You can't Kingdom Hearts these things. These kids, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Development's going along well. I would hope so.
Like by the time Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out, some of the people who were Sora's age when they played Kingdom Hearts 1 are going to have children Sora's age.
I know. But those parents will still buy
and
it.
like, all that for what? For what? These games are so dumb. Like, get on with it.
Yep, I agree. Next up, the first Mario sports game for Nintendo Switch 2 is Mario Tennis Fever. This game is coming February 12th of next year.
Sequel to maybe the worst Nintendo sports game ever?
Maybe. Yeah.
It looks like they learned.
Yeah. It looks like they're making some pretty significant changes to it. There's 30 different rackets in the game. I guess the rackets are the big deal in this for some reason.
Yeah, they're the fever abilities. So, like, basically whatever the racket has the ability, and you can put it on whichever character you want, which is probably the right call.
I think it's definitely the right call. Each one has its own special ability. There's 38 playable characters in this game, the most in series history, they're saying. So
like 12 you've heard of, and then every enemy type you've ever seen.
Pretty much, yep.
I do wish they'd go outside the Mario franchise for more of these. Like, I would like to play as Link or Samus.
And they do it with some of their franchises.
Sometimes, and then sometimes they're like, no.
Yeah.
And it's like, why?
Mario only.
Like, why can't I just play Kirby?
It's like Mario Kart. They have other characters from outside the Mushroom
Kingdom. But then for World, they're like, no, we're never leaving.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
I don't get it either. It's weird.
Like, I might give you money for that. Did you know that?
Yeah. The thing about the Mario sports games that probably most of you know already is that while they look arcadey and cute and whatever, they usually have pretty good fundamental mechanics sort of underpinning the action.
That are then undermined by whatever super abilities.
Pretty much, yeah. It's all wasted by the
It's also fascinating to me that apparently the talking flower is like an ongoing character now in this franchise. Like,
we also forgot to mention the talking flower that they're putting out for Super Mario Wonder.
Right.
That is like the next in the Alarmo line or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
It's very weird.
Like, I didn't realize... not that I played Mario Wonder a ton, but I didn't realize the Talking Flower was the breakout star of that one.
Well, it has the singing section, right, where they're all singing. Isn't
that
why?
but the Talking Flower is a separate character from that. Like, the Piranha Plants are the ones singing.
Right. Yeah.
Why didn't that happen more often?
Yeah. There are.
It's bizarre to me that there were a couple. Like, there's a couple of really good, like that, and the New Donk City song was like like Mario's had some really good musical numbers in the last like 10 years or so.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm surprised they're not leaning into that more.
Yeah. This does have some new features to it, though, from prior Mario Tennis games. There's a new like sliding mechanic where you can slide and do moves. There's defense-focused footwork, which I haven't quite figured out yet. I'm not sure how that works, honestly. And what? Oh, there's a new adventure mode as well, which is like a story-based mode where you saw it at the end of the B-roll there. We actually run around like these worlds, and there's like cutscenes and
Like,
dialogue.
Considering one of the big complaints of the last one was how there was nothing to do, it was very bare bones. Nintendo was like, "All right, motherfuckers."
There's a lot in this, yeah. And they made a point to mention all the modes. Like there's tournament, trial towers, mix it up mode. And the adventure mode, which I talked about, which is like the story-based mode. So this looks like it's going to be pretty robust and has some significant tweaks. And again,
it's definitely what they needed to do.
Yeah, I agree. And again, it is coming on February 12th, 2026.
I will say all the abilities look really annoying.
Yeah,
like
they always are.
I love tennis games. I really love a good tennis game. I like the Topspin and the Sega tennis games were fun. But every single ability, like where you're just getting set on fire, I'm like, no,
F that.
Like just let me play tennis, please.
Chances are they'll probably have an option where you can turn that stuff off.
Yeah, but it sounded like for like the ranked mode, you have to have the ability, the racket abilities on, even though the environmental abilities will be off.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But it's like, I mean, I don't mind like a extra strong hit or like something like that. Yeah. But like just fucking with my feet, like I need to get over there.
Don't set my racket on fire.
Yeah, don't make me fall over because like this thing looks really irritating.
Yeah. This is the mix it up mode.
Yeah, and I know it's supposed to be fun or whatever, but I still don't find
That's crazy. Fun. And again, this is February 12th. It is only for Switch 2. This is not coming for Switch 1, so it's another game that is a Switch 2 exclusive. Next up, a game called Pokemon Pokopia. I think that's how you say it. This is coming in 2026. It's basically Animal Crossing set in the Pokemon universe.
Except you play as Ditto.
Ditto. Yeah.
Which is one of the weirdest, like
well, Ditto can turn into anything, right?
He's one of the weirdest tragic Pokemon in the entire
really
franchise.
Is. But for a game like this, it's really your only choice.
There's fanon that Ditto is a failed Mewtwo.
No.
Because there's a bunch of like weird little circumstantial things that indicate that he might be a failed Mew clone.
Notice the humans that he turns into has the same beady eyes.
Yeah, it's
it's creepy.
Very disturbing.
It really is.
It feels like you made an Animal Crossing game out of John Carpenter's The Thing. Especially the way it does the like it grows the plants by like growing the tendrils out of them. It's like this is all just body horror.
It kind of is. Here's what Nintendo sent me about it. Play as Ditto, who has transformed to look like a human, to shape an enemy land into a beautiful space for a variety of Pokemon. Learn new moves from Pokemon you meet to expand and create a paradise. Collect berries, rocks, and wood. Build furniture, grow vegetables in fields you filled. Create homes for Pokemon you meet, and more.
Every time it does that, I just expect Kurt Russell to pop up and just be like, "You gotta be fucking kidding!" Like,
I mean, basically, this is Power World.
It's like Wilford Brimley growing legs out of the sides of his head, or whatever.
Yeah. Like, this is Nintendo basically trying to take on Power World. It's just a Pokemon game. It's a bunch of crafting and building and stuff like that, except it removes the actual Pokemon battling that people love about Pokemon.
I guess the main sort of like shift here is that because you are playing as a Pokemon, the other Pokemon can talk to you.
Yeah.
And interact with you in a more direct
You can
manner.
understand them. Yeah. But this is basically just like a world-building sim set in the Pokemon universe. So this game might be gigantic, Matt. It might be huge.
Could be.
Like, if you just tell people Animal Crossing crossed with Pokemon, hello, cha-ching. Like, my guess is they're working on Animal Crossing now, and it won't be done for another 5 years. So, like, this is a great stopgap.
They're waiting for the next global, like, catastrophe.
What I'm really wondering, Matt, is with all the multi-platform stuff going on, does Nintendo have to worry about this stuff going multi-platform in the not-too-distant future?
What, their own stuff?
Well, this is, like, doesn't Pokemon Company actually own all this stuff?
Yeah.
So couldn't Pokemon Company decide one day that it's like, you know what, we want to sell double Pokemon what we've been selling?
I don't think so, because Nintendo's the distributor.
I mean, I don't know what contracts they have.
I guarantee you there's contracts for that.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen their contracts to know, but you got to figure Game Freak is like, wait a minute, everybody's going multi-platform now. We have properties that would absolutely slay multi-platform.
Yeah.
And look, I'm sure Nintendo is subsidizing some of the development or whatever. There's some kind of a deal going on between the two of them, but deals can be broken, deals can be reworked, deals run out eventually. So,
but Nintendo owns part of them. So
does Nintendo own Pokemon at all?
Nintendo owns like a third of the Pokemon company or something like that. They don't own a control.
Does it own the IP or the company?
The company.
Interesting.
Which owns the IP.
Yeah, which means Nintendo kind of owns the IP as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they don't have a controlling interest. I don't know. I don't think they're the largest shareholder necessarily, but Pokemon Company cannot go rogue, if that's what you're...
No, I'm just saying, like, maybe the contract expires and
there is no contract. They own them. They own them.
But if they own a small percentage, could Sony buy another percentage of Game Freak and get in on it?
Theoretically, but, like...
Yeah.
I don't feel
it is far-fetched. Just something I thought about this week watching this stuff. It's like, because everything's going multi-platform, and it's
but
like...
it doesn't really matter. They make money hand over fist with the largest IP on the planet. Like, they don't...
That's never enough.
But it is enough when you're Nintendo.
Well, maybe. I'm just saying, generally, companies, it doesn't matter how much money they make, they always want to make more.
Yeah, but, like, it's really stupid to piss off Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like, they're fine.
It's been a great partnership for a long time.
I can't see that ever happening.
Yep, just figured I'd mention it, because tides are turning. Like, I never thought I'd see Gears of War on the PlayStation.
Like, Nintendo is not Microsoft.
Yeah.
Nintendo is not. So Nintendo is insular in a way that those companies are simply not.
Yeah. So that was Pokemon Pokopia. It's coming in 2026. They didn't even give us, like, a quarter or a window or anything. It's just 2026.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of excited for
all
that.
This stuff feels like the first half.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that we're learning about the first half schedule.
Probably. Next up, this is insane. This whole thing is insane. Next up, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, coming out on my birthday on February 5th of next year. It is a rework of Dragon Quest VII. Was Dragon Quest VII... I know they redid it for, like, 3DS, right? Not that long ago?
Something like that, yeah. Dragon Quest VII was the PS1.
Right. Initially, yeah. But I think they redid it for 3DS not too long ago.
There was a redo, or was it for PS, like Vita or something? I don't know.
Maybe.
They did a handheld version of that, which it wasn't that far afield from the original. This is a complete remake.
Yeah. I mean, there needs to be something besides remake for this. I mean, that's
literally what a remake is.
It's a huge overhaul. Like, there's no question that this is a remake and not a remaster.
They did pretty much the same thing with Dragon Age 3 to some degree.
Yeah.
This obviously has
not the 2D HD though.
No, it's not 2D HD because that wasn't what. I mean, the PS1 version was trying to be kind of 3D a little. I mean, it was mostly top-down stuff.
Yeah.
It was certainly, I remember it being very unfavorably compared to Final Fantasy VII at the time. Except all the Dragon Quest fans were like, "This is not that. Dragon Quest isn't about weird like CG cutscenes and like fancy stuff.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
about, like Dragon Quest." I don't remember much about this one. It was not one of my favorites. Dragon Quest 3 is probably the best game in the series still, but.
I've seen a lot of Dragon Quest fans complaining about this because they're like, "Where's the next Dragon Quest? It's been in development for how many years?" And
yeah,
what's up with that? Why are you working on this old thing? And
Dragon Quest 12 seems very elusive. Or was it 12 already came out? Was 11 the handheld, like kind of online one?
No, I think 12 is the next one.
12 is the next one?
I think so.
Was 11 the one that came out on everything recently?
Yes.
And then before that, there was one that was like a DS game that was like had like online elements or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one that was.
Yeah. But
I
anyway,
don't know. Like the Dragon Quest games are always a good time. Like this looks like a cool update of something that honestly, the PS1 game version was pretty hard to play at the time because the encounter rate was crazy, and it's still, I think going back to that would be very difficult now. So it's a good candidate.
They'll make some tweaks for sure. It doesn't look like they're adding anything new. Except they said they're streamlining the main story some.
Yeah, they don't really need to because that game was like 80, 90 hours. Like that was a big sprawling JRPG of the old school variety.
Yeah, one thing about this game is that there's something called the moonlighting system where you can actually, each character can have 2 jobs instead of 1. Yeah. And that's one of the more unique features. Again, that's coming on my birthday, February 5th of 2026. Next up, another release day trailer that we got for Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment. This is coming very soon on November 26th. The game's looking great, man.
Yeah.
It's really eye-popping. Like, this trailer was one of the best trailers that was in this whole thing, I think. But, yeah. These are our favorite Muso games. We don't really play, like, the Japanese ones anymore, like the traditional ones, like Dynasty Warriors or whatever, although the last one was pretty good.
The Chinese ones.
Yeah.
Although there's new DLC for Origins coming
there is.
next year.
Yeah, also Origins is coming to Switch too, which I'll be interested to see how that looks. Although this game looks pretty dang good.
This looks good.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this is probably my least favorite Zelda continuity. Yeah, but it's fine. Sure.
It looks awesome for a Muso game.
Yeah.
About as awesome as a Muso game could get, I think.
Yeah, just, okay.
Yeah.
It's
one of those things you don't get excited for.
Like, who the fuck are these characters?
I don't know, actually.
I know Zelda. I mean, I know they're all the elders or whatever. From other.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. The fact that
they don't resonate because you don't remember them really.
Yeah, it's Zelda and Link and Ganon and
who
a
else?
bunch of these
weird characters. You're right. Yeah, I don't remember hardly any of them.
It's like okay, Zelda and Link are going to team up with a bunch of furries and whose names you can't remember, who are all going to do their own ability. I mean, sure. Like, I don't know.
They did announce that this will work with Game Share, which is important for this because it's a cooperative game.
A co-op with all the same systems.
Yep, you can play on 2 systems with one player just having the game, which is nice for a cooperative game. So it's cool that they announced that. And again, it is coming on November 26th, and that is also only coming to Switch 2. It is not coming, or I'm sorry, it's November 6th. I had the date wrong. It's November 6th, I think. My notes say 6th in one place and 26th in another place. Maybe chat can help me out on that one. Vincent said that talk about Dragon Quest 9 was on DS. 10 is a Japanese exclusive MMO. 11 is the most recent one, and 12 has had a teaser. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. This Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. Next up, Pokemon Legends Z to Z. I don't know exactly how you're supposed to say that correctly. Do you?
I think it's Z to A. They've said Z to A. Although in Europe, I'm sure it's Z to A.
Yep. And this whole trailer again is about the Mega Evolutions. So they show off the Mega Evolutions.
I can't believe they didn't call them Megalutions.
Yeah, that makes too much sense. Chesnaught, Delphox, and Greninja were all shown to have Mega Evolutions in this. Again, I don't understand the huge significance of it, but
the kids love evolution.
They do. For whatever reason, they really do resonate with it. This game, as we've mentioned before...
Nothing exemplifies Darwin like evolving into a higher form and beating the shit out of somebody. So.
This game is coming October 16th, so like a month away, basically, for this.
Yeah.
And this is coming to Switch 2 and Switch 1. All this footage that you're seeing is from the Switch 2 version, as you might have guessed already. But yeah, Mega Evolutions is going to be one of the big things. And they also announced already a paid DLC expansion.
Yeah, that's bold.
The game's not even out yet.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, but here comes some paid DLC.
By the way, here's what you're going to buy next.
Yeah. Yep. The new Mega Evolutions, I guess in the DLC, are going to have Mega Raichu X, Mega Raichu Y, and more. Whatever the hell that means.
All the Mega stuff just makes me think of Captain N the Game Master and how the character that was supposedly Mega Man just said Mega all the time.
Right, yeah.
Mega High.
I forgot about that. So anyway, again, Pokemon Legends Z to A coming out on October 16th. There were 3 more games announced for October this morning. What are these publishers thinking? So many games are going to fail miserably next month.
What were the new games?
They were not gigantic games. They're like small indie games or whatever. But it's like everybody's like, oh, GTA like moved to next year. Now we're all just going to launch in October. Like
they're just hoping to get it. Like there was some game, I can't remember the name of it now, but it was like a little. It's like a almost Hades. It's a roguelike. It's like a Hades style, but it's also got some like MOBA elements to it. It's a co-op game. I can't remember the name of it, but it came out the same week as Silksong, and it sold 100,000 copies.
Really?
Out of nowhere. I mean, it's like
great.
Very, very small. But like it's a little breakout hit kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like it can happen.
Even with Silksong, yeah.
Yeah. Like
that's
even when you're under that. And meanwhile, the Hell Is Us guys being like, I don't think it was fair that they did that. I'm like, bro, even as someone who like, come on.
Yeah.
Like Team Cherry is under no obligation to like plan their release dates around where everyone else is putting their game out. Come on.
But they made the news cycle.
Yeah.
And that story was published on every gaming website, including ours. And I really think that it's just a ploy to get attention to your game at this point.
It might be, yeah.
And it works.
Well, also because Hell Is Us's player count is not great.
Oh, really?
So.
We're actually talking about that game in a little bit here. Next up, Monster Hunter Stories 3. We also got the release date for this.
Finally, Return of the Monsties.
Yeah. It's coming on March 13th. And this is not just a Nintendo exclusive. This is coming to coming to everything. But it is coming on March 13th. If you're not familiar with this franchise, it is the turn-based, more story-driven take on the Monster Hunter franchise.
A lot less killing.
A lot less killing. A lot more training of the creatures.
Yeah, it's kind of their little Pokemon.
It is, for sure. Yep. and it's
or
good.
How to Train Your Dragon-y.
Yeah. I like it a lot. Like,
no, I like this.
I actually like it more than Monster
Hunter. This is by far my favorite Monster Hunter thing.
I agree. No. And look, I understand that some of you guys like the actual monster hunting. That doesn't really happen in this. You're having turn-based combat against like other people that have monsters. You're right. It's Pokemon basically. Yeah. But with a much better story than any Pokemon has ever had.
Yeah, that's true. There is an element of this. This is like, hey, Pokemon could be this.
Right.
If you wanted.
Yeah. If you decided. Yeah. Which it never will.
And I wish it would, because then I could play that and not have to listen to 400 iterations of the word Monstie.
Now, this is what the Legends franchise should have looked like.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Why make it look exactly like the other Pokemon games? This was your chance to kind of break out a little bit. But
I don't know.
Okay, it's Nintendo. That's why.
Well, it's Pokemon Company. Pokemon Company is a special kind of retrograde.
Yeah.
Even compared to other... I mean, Nintendo's not making their stuff look like it was made in the 2000s.
No.
Like
it's just Pokemon Company.
Just Pokemon Company. They operate 15 years behind the curve.
It really does, yeah.
For reasons that I don't understand.
Yeah.
I guess they don't have to do anything else because they sell like crazy. So.
Yeah. But if you're looking for a more grown-up take on the same concepts behind Pokemon, Monster Hunter Stories is a great option, and Part 3 comes out on March 13th.
Yeah, I think you can get the first one on Steam. It's Steam sales for like $4.
And it's great.
It's really good.
Like, that's worth it. It's worth $4 like 20 times over. Well, not 20 times over, but a lot of times over.
Yeah,
then you're at $80.
It's
definitely not worth that. Hashtag math. Next up, this was probably the biggest surprise of the whole thing, other than the Virtual Boy, is that Hades 2 is going to be a Switch and Switch 2 console exclusive for, they didn't say how long, but when it launches, it's going to be available for PC, Switch, and Switch 2 first, beginning September 25th. So this game comes out, we'll be talking about this before the end of the month. It comes out in like 10 days, which is awesome. Are you excited for Hades 2? Have you gone back and played the early access version anymore?
No. I'm kind of over it.
Really? You don't want to play Hades 2?
Not really. It's a grind to me.
It is.
And I don't have any interest in that.
It'll wrap me up in
I played Hades 1. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm done.
It does feel very similar, for sure.
Yeah, I like the characters. I like I like the writing. I would watch the Hades animated film. I don't need to put myself through this again.
Well, there's that other similar game coming out very soon that we previewed on GameFace a couple weeks ago called Toa. That's basically just a Hades-like. So.
Well, the game whose title I can't remember, that sold the 100,000. It looks very much like Hades. Like it's the art style is very similar, but it's got a Diablo element to like picking the different. It's like 8 characters you can pick from. It's 4-player co-op, but it has MOBA elements.
Oh.
Like you have to fight your way through the legions to get to the there's a push and pull to it.
Gotcha.
Kind of interesting, but I didn't have time to look at it really. Like I forgot the name of it, so that doesn't help anything.
Well, remember Toa has you can control 2 characters at once, so it's even trying something different. Hades 2 is kind of just Hades 1. So you have these other developers that are basically expanding on the Hades 1 concept, while Hades 2 isn't really.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix. But again, like that's part of my thing is like I've done Hades, and I understand 100% why they just did Hades 2, and it's more of the same, and that's all you need it to be.
Yeah. It was Game of the Year, the first Hades.
Serve the fan base properly is great. But it's like that team does such cool shit, and just everything they make is so different and so unusual that like part of me feels disappointed that I got to wait even longer for another new idea from them.
Yeah,
you know,
because it will be another 3 or 4 years.
These are the people that made Pyre, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Which was basically fantasy NBA Jam RPG.
That game was nuts. It really is.
It
really is nuts.
I'm saying it was a game of year on that one. I'm not as good as Hades necessarily, but it was just interesting. It was exciting, and like I'm waiting for them to get back to making crazy weird shit.
One note about Hades 2 is the Switch 2 version is going to run at 120 frames per second docked. So remember, we thought that dock mode was going to be capable of 120 frames per second. Right before it launched, Nintendo said, oh, wait, we messed up. It's not going to work in dock mode. And here we are. Yeah. It is going to work in dock mode. So I don't know what's going on there, but that's a good sign. Maybe that means it'll be possible for other games as well to run at 120 frames.
So can we presume that Supergiant was one of the teams that got dev kits early?
Yeah. Well, now we know for sure because it's a console exclusive. Right. Yeah. And Greg Kasavin, I think he's got a soft spot in his heart for Nintendo a little bit.
It's not on everything else? It's coming to the other stuff later?
Yep. Well, PC and Switch
PC
and Switch,
but then
the other ones come later. Yep. They didn't say how long. It could just be like 2 months or whatever.
Yeah, it could be 6 months. Like,
right.
You don't know.
Yeah, we don't know yet. So anyway, there you go. That's Hades 2, a big deal on Switch and Switch 2. And then they showed Fatal Frame 2, a remake of Fatal Frame 2. Who asked for this one?
Several people I know.
Really?
Like, this is considered the best game in the series.
Yeah, I know.
Now, you'd have to find fans of the series first. But,
right.
But there were 2 people I knew I had to tell about this as soon as it came up. I like this game.
It's definitely the best Fatal Frame, 100%. For sure. Like, far and away.
It is. I would not. If you had given me like a top 100 things I expect to get a remake thing, this game would not have been on.
No.
Not because I don't like the game, but because why?
Yeah, I know. I don't know why. Team Ninja's working on it too.
Part of me, I mean, if the timing was different, I would be like, did Silent Hill F convince you to do this because it's got sort of a similar look going on?
Maybe.
But it feels too. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like there's the timing's too weird.
This is coming in early.
They couldn't get all this done that fast.
Yeah. This is coming in early 2026.
This is a good game. Like, if you think this kind of thing is interesting, do try. This is the best Fatal Frame has ever been.
Yeah. You capture ghosts with a camera in this franchise.
Yeah.
The camera obscura.
Yeah.
And it makes it unique, but I don't know. I don't think I finished Fatal Frame 2 when I played it the first time.
I finished the Xbox version because they did like a director's cut or a special version or something, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, I mean, they're good, not great. That's why it's surprising that they're remaking it.
Well, they keep doing. I mean, they did the one on the Wii U, and then they ported that to the Switch.
The Maiden of Blackwater or something.
Yeah. And so like it does keep going in a
somehow, some way. Although it's been.
They keep coming up with
12 years since the last one now.
Yeah, I mean it goes dormant and then comes back. But
maybe they're thinking about reviving it again, and that's why they're getting this out there.
I mean, it's a unique idea in terms of these horror things. It does the Japanese ghost horror probably better than anybody else, I would say. And like some of the photos you take are like it captures that thing where like the weird spirit photography shit. Like it's like, oh, I'm gonna take this picture, and like then you see what it turns out to be, and it's just like this weird face you couldn't see. Like it's fun. Like, it's fun. And like
there's no other game like it, that's for sure.
No, and also has like I like the tone of the Fatal Frame games because they do this thing where like they have a tone of isolation, except you're in like the biggest city in the world.
Right, yeah.
And like but they do a really good job of making the characters feel like they're completely on their own even in a city full of people.
Yeah.
And like that's an interesting it's an interesting way to frame things, Fatal Frame things.
Well, it's kind of like Lost in Translation, right?
Yeah.
You're in the biggest city in the world, but you feel completely alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like but there's also like almost a coziness to it until like the spirits of hell start showing up.
Yep. And then we already talked about the Super Mario Brothers Wonder, that they're creating a Switch 2 version for that, so we won't go through that again. And then they shadow dropped a roguelike mode for Donkey Kong Bonanza called Emerald something or other, Emerald Hunt or some crap. Emerald Rush is what it's called. And it's paid DLC, which... You can't tell me this wasn't done when the game came out like a month and a half ago. Like this was
pretty close,
totally there, and they could have put it in the game, but instead and it was a $70 game, I would add, and they could have put this in there, but no.
Here's why it wasn't $80.
Right, pretty much. Nintendo did send me a code for this.
We'll get that out of you later.
Yeah, seriously, that extra 10, pretty much, because I think it is like $10. But anyway, this is paid DLC. I think you have to have finished the base game before you can play it, which seems weird. But it is like, I don't know. I guess narratively, you don't really go to this area in the campaign, so they had to, I don't know. But it's like a roguelike mode where you just collect emeralds, basically, before the time runs out or whatever. I haven't had a chance to play it. Maybe I'll play it for next week's show. But anyway, it was announced and launched during this Nintendo Direct, so it's out there already if you're interested, if you've already finished Donkey Kong Bonanza. And then kind of the final big announcement is that not only is Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade coming to Nintendo Switch 2, the entire Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy is coming to Switch 2. And it looks like the third one might launch day and date on Switch 2 with the other versions. So again,
whatever that's worth.
Right. Yeah.
See in 2027.
I mean, you're right. It probably will be around 2027. But this is a big deal, I think, for Nintendo fans to have Final Fantasy VII, all 3 of these come into their system.
I guess. It's just like, who has
This game now is how old?
6, 7 years?
It's old now.
Who hasn't played this?
I don't know. Not many people. But you're getting it on Switch 2.
You're getting it one way or the other. It is priced cheaper.
It is, yeah. And so then you get this, and you get Rebirth, and that'll probably follow up next. And then hopefully, as they're saying, day and date, you should get the third one with the other version. Square Enix has already said it is not interested in console exclusives anymore. So that is good for everybody, unless you're a PlayStation fan who cares about that kind of stuff. So there you go. That is the insane Nintendo Direct and this is like half of the games. Like all the smaller stuff, I didn't even include in this. There was another probably 15 games maybe that we didn't cover.
For good reason.
Right. They're not big things or whatever, but it was just...
I can't believe we didn't spend 10 minutes on Tomodachi Life.
No. That's the one I decided to cut.
I have a feeling that thing might be a breakout.
It might be, actually. You're right. But I think our audience doesn't care.
No, I mean, I certainly don't care. But I feel like that might surprise us.
I had to make some hard cuts, or we literally could have talked about this thing for 2 hours. So
there was a lot of stuff in this, just not a lot of stuff that matters.
It's hard to think of anything that's a must-buy.
No.
Unless you haven't played Mario Galaxy or Mario Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Then those games are must-buy, but otherwise, I don't know.
I mean, obviously, I bought the system for Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
So,
and
despite how much you've made me side-eye you, I'm still in.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Does that mean we're...
stop turning me into Geralt.
Seriously. Yeah. But you're right, though. I think that's probably the next 6 to 8 months of Switch 2 software, pretty much.
I feel like we've seen a pretty good chunk of what's coming between now and, next June.
Do you think people seeing this is going to convince them to buy a Switch 2?
I don't see anything in here to...
I don't either. I don't either. No. And that's what you need. Mm. You need one of those, every quarter.
I mean, they're selling them just fine.
Yeah.
They're all right.
I'll say this. I was just at a bunch of Best Buys this last week. I did not see Switch 2 anywhere.
Yeah.
On
they're
shelves.
doing all right.
They're still selling as fast as they get them.
Personally, I guess if Metroid didn't exist, I would probably buy the system for
Fire Emblem?
Fire Emblem when that came around.
Yep. That's why it was high up on our list. It was the second or third game that I stacked in our show today. So, because I love Fire Emblem too. Mm-hmm. So letter grade for that Direct, Matt?
I'm going to give that a straight C.
I'll give it a B-. I would give it an A+ for quantity, and I'd give it a C- or a D for quality, which gets me to a B-. So what about you guys in our chat? What are you guys saying? We'll cut to you guys real quick here to get your letter grades for that Direct. Now that
I agree with Erebus Jones. Where's my Rogue Squadron remaster?
Seriously. He says they remastered every other bastard GameCube game by now.
Well, and they originally had, they did finish. Factor 5 says they finished a Rogue Squadron trilogy collection for Wii, and it was just never released.
Right. Oh, wait. I think we have some super chats here going on. Stevens Charles. Oh, it's Mr. LS Cream. What's going on, Stevens? Thank you, man, for that donation. That is awesome. You don't have a question for us? You don't have a super chat for us? If you got one, just hit us up. We'll answer it, obviously. And then Otacilio Neto, thank you for the super chat. He says, cheers from Brazil, donation to celebrate our version of Trump sentenced to 27 years in prison. What we should have done. Watch Brazil show us how it's done.
Everyone else is way better at this than we are.
It's how sad and pathetic that now Brazil is leading the way instead of America. Not anything derogatory towards Brazil. It's just we should have had our house in order as well. Anyway, Erebus Jones says, I still don't want to buy a Switch 2. Yeah. Slagathor says 3-letter grade, meh. Jam Rain says, I lost him there. I'm excited for Final Fantasy
Fatal Frame 2.
Fatal Frame 2. It is the best Fatal Frame and an incredible story. Gameplay could use some quality of life changes, and I think they'll probably do that.
I would think so, yeah.
But otherwise, I am down for that. Sadly for Nintendo, it does not seem to be console-specific. Yeah, it is multi-platform. Yeah. This is for Vidya Game says, A. All hail the Virtual Boy. Eric Cartmenes, B+. Eve Demon Solid B. Emperor Dread C+. Emperor Dread also says, I'm waiting for a reason to buy a Switch 2. Last 3 Directs giving me nothing beyond the launch lineup. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. And Erebus says, very little reason to buy a Switch 2. Where's my Rogue Squadron? Yeah.
Also, if a Rogue Squadron remaster came out, I would hope that it's on everything.
Yeah. Corey Film, thank you for Twitch Prime, brother. Appreciate it very much. 62-month streak. The only way you can do that is you have to either you come to GameFace every week or you have a reminder set up in your phone. Or both. To get to 62 months, both. You had to do both. Thank you, Corey. Appreciate it, man. And I think that's it. Yeah. So it looks like people will agree with us. High C, low B, B, roughly. Cinetike says Fatal Frame 2 Remake A+, though I will never own a Nintendo system. Really? Well, the good news is that it's coming to other ones. Yeah. Vincent says, is Shape of Dreams the game you were thinking of, Matt?
Let me see. That sounds right. Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Shape of Dreams.
I've seen that, and I can see why it caught your eye. I didn't realize that it had sold like that, though.
Well, if you can catch my eye, I saw sales numbers. For
Oh.
it. People were saying, like, this is the surprise breakout of the
Gotcha.
week. Basically proving that, like, even something nobody's ever heard of, really,
Can do
well even the same week Silksong came out.
Yep.
Like, Silksong didn't cannibalize anything. People just weren't interested in your game.
Yeah.
Speaking of which...
Next up, we're going to talk about a game that we just teased. It's called Hell Is Us. Is this a survival horror game?
No, I think it's a action horror. Like, survival horror is a very hard thing to apply to this.
It's a very weird mix.
It's a horror action RPG, basically.
Because the puzzles are kind of like Resident Evil, in that you're like collecting crests and putting them in. There's got to find the combination puzzles.
It's just there's no horror survival here.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, you can heal every single time you hit something.
Right.
It's not it's not a survival horror game. It's a horror game, but it's not a horror game like really.
You're not counting your shotgun bullets.
No. Your magic sword has unlimited ammo.
Yeah.
Basically. So like,
what's the story with this game?
What do you mean?
And what's the plot? Like, what's the whole setup for it?
Have you played this?
No.
Oh, okay. So the story is actually pretty interesting. So you are this guy whose name I actually can't remember because I haven't played this game in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But you are from this country which seems to be sort of Eastern European.
It definitely seems that way.
Called Hadia.
Yeah.
Hadia is a self-contained country that has had no contact with the outside world for like 30 some years.
Wow.
Very insular. Nobody really knows what happens in there. He goes back as part of a UN like relief effort because a civil war is broken out there, and he sneaks in basically because he wants to find his parents and find out what's going on, where he's from. Basically, he wants to know what's going on.
His origin, yeah.
And also because there's some weird shit rumored to be happening there, and he goes in, and it's framed as like an interrogation with that weird like Lovecraftian looking guy, the weird fat dude, who looks kind of inhuman.
Who is he?
No idea.
Oh, I haven't figured it out yet.
He's some government or something, someone with power who has captured him or arrested him, and he's just the whole game is framed by this interrogation between him and you.
And it keeps going back to that interrogation.
Yeah, between acts, between every major story beat, it comes back and he's just like. So that's what happened. It's like because they don't really understand why you're back. Or
classic
what you're doing.
video game device,
and
or not just video games, even really.
Oh yeah, every
pop culture device.
Just about every cheap hack has used that and something. And so you go back and you kind of have to like everything's all weird and fucked up, and you run into this guy who's like part of a special forces group that's trying to infiltrate these ruins, and he's been beat up and he's like what, and he's like, oh my god, these things, they almost and so you basically trick him into letting you get into the ruins, and in the ruins you find that there are these weird monsters, and this one of the last survivor of the military team shows up, and she fights off the monster that's going to kill him and gets killed in the process. So he takes her clothes, puts his jacket over her, but takes the hood and the poncho and the sword she has and her drone, and because the sword is like some kind of ancient magic relic that can hurt the monsters, they're immune to bullets.
Oh.
And he's like, all right, I'm just gonna kill these things this way, and through a long series of events, you end up finding your father, who was the blacksmith of a town you remember being from, because you were put on a truck when you were 5 by your mother, and she said, "Don't ever come back." Because and it turns out that your father was part of like a secret society that basically their job was to make sure the things in the ruins never come back, and the world doesn't end because of it. So they're kind of like a watchdog group for like a supernatural apocalypse sort of thing. And that's kind of all layered on top of the fact that you're in the middle of a civil war, and so like when you go back to your hometown, it's occupied by enemy. It's a religious war. Like, it's interesting because like the aggressors are these, like, they're kind of the equivalent of, like, I would say the closest equivalent would be like Protestants versus Catholics. And so the Catholics are kind of in charge of the country, and the Protestants are kind of like revolting against it, and they're like murdering everybody. Like they are monsters. But in the backstory of In the Ruins, you find that the reason that that group hates the other group is because the group that's in charge basically purged them hundreds of years ago. Like genocide purged them. Like, everyone in this country is horrible. It's like the conflict is eternal, and the conflict goes back so far no one can remember why they hate each other. And like the Protestant equivalent, they're big on the S. I can't remember the names of them, but they basically have been almost living as like a subclass in the country, and now they're sick of it and they've risen up. And there's a point at which it kind of is revealed that the character you play is a sociopath. That's why he doesn't feel anything when his father dies. But also because he's like, I never knew him. Like, And over the course of the thing, it turns out like the things that are causing the supernatural shit to happen might be turning all the people in the country into sociopaths. Like that, it may not be a natural thing. It may be like part of the weird shit that's happening.
Interesting.
That everyone is losing their ability to empathize with each other, and that's why this country is being dragged.
Sounds familiar.
Horrible. It's you can tell what they're talking about. Yeah. There's a lot, and you run around and you find people and talk to them, and there's a big dialogue tree thing, and like one of the big things about this game, and they tell you this at the very beginning. There's this text thing at the very beginning. There are no quests. There is no location marker. There is nothing that tells you what to do. There is nothing that tells you where to go. There is nothing that tells you anything. You have to listen to people. And there is like a little like thing you have a little computer you can pull up, and there is a thing that like has like a kind of like an information web of like, you're trying to do this thing, like, and it's like long range goals, like find your father. You
have like a little Pit Boy,
and you have it's like a Pit Boy thing, and like little branches will branch off like to this character, and he does that. But you have to kind of like figure out, okay, well, I don't know what else to do to progress this, but I guess I could go ask this guy about this now that I found out about this, and then you'll find a key, and so like if you don't like how modern games kind of like drag you around by the nose and point you out where to go, here's your game. Like. And it's very easy to sort of like, if you're paying attention, it's very easy to find things like there is no...
This is a bad podcasting game, by the way.
100% bad.
Because you got to pay attention to everything they say.
You do need to listen. Now, to be fair, I have been listening to the podcast playing this game.
Subtitles on. Also because the sound mix is pretty bad. And everyone's got a weird accent, so it's kind of hard to understand what some of them are saying. And they're using all the weird all the in-world terms for everything. So I'm just like, I don't know what he just said. I'm gonna read him. But even then, I've played this game for like 30 hours, and I still don't know the names of some of the shit. You didn't remember the name of the lead character.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
I mean, that says it all. This is the type of stuff where I was like, is it a survival horror game?
No, this is actually like, so these are things you find, and then like you have to like, you team up with this journalist woman who This is the first real puzzle you solve, and like it's like you find these notes, and they tell you where to go, and like you find a key under a rock, and it's all very organic, and it actually works pretty well. The thing is, you got to remember where everything is. Like you might need to take some notes on like some of the hidden shit, like where like little treasure things are. They don't necessarily mark those things or remind you of them. And basically, you find out you basically take your father's legacy on, and you become part of the secret society. And the main thing is, and you'll notice this is because the way you travel between things, it's not an open world game, but it's done like The Witcher, where like there's big open areas, a series of big open areas, and you travel between them in this giant auto driving like APC that you stole from the dead like special forces team, which is very funny. I think. And you just point where you want to go, and it drives over there and it drops you off. and drops you off in different places depending on where you've progressed the story, so you never quite know where they're going to land. And like that's basically your home base, and you can go back to the woman who's the journalist joins up with you, and she basically like does research for you. So you bring back artifacts, whatever, and the more you bring back, she can find those sites like that. Those sites with the dial combos.
Yeah,
like that is like the big hidden vaults of the game, and they all contain really good secret items and stuff.
I see.
So every time you get a certain amount of secret like collectibles, she'll be like, I found the combo for this one in this area, so you can just go get that.
I see.
And it has kind of a Metroid gating system. You got to find different abilities and different
that unlock doors.
Things to unlock doors. You got to find like there's doors in the first area that you can't unlock for like 20 hours.
Wow.
Because you're not going to find the keys for it until then. So you got to keep track.
That's a callback.
All that stuff.
20 hours later.
They'll send you back to play, but it's a pretty expansive game. There's a lot of different places to go. You end up in the big capital city. Like it's not just big open woods areas. There's like dungeons of buildings and stuff like that. The save system is extremely generous. There are these little like almost like solid state like tape drives things, and you activate them and they save your thing, and that becomes your new checkpoint. But if you die, it actually saves everything you've done since that checkpoint and just sends you back there. You don't lose anything. It's not a Dark Souls game. You don't lose anything. You don't have to go pick up your stuff.
Some people have been calling this a Souls.
I don't. It's because you swing a sword with the shoulder button.
Yeah.
That's it. Or
there's parrying or whatever.
Actually, it's not even the shoulder button. It's the face buttons.
But there's parrying and blocking.
Yeah,
and
but
all
like
that,
that's
right?
not a Dark Souls game.
Yeah.
Like there are no bonfires. Enemies only respawn if you leave the area and come back. Like it has nothing in common with Dark Souls except
the combat's not similar.
I wouldn't say
No.
so. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it's a melee combat system where you're attacking with a sword, but like so the unique thing about the combat in this is every time you hit someone with the sword, a little like it's a magic white sword and a little white ring appears around your character, and if you hit I think it's the right bumper or R1 on a PlayStation controller, if you hit that at the right time, you get a little health back.
So it's almost like the active reload.
A little bit, yeah. It's like an active reload to restore your health. Think about it that way. And so it's very possible to keep your health up simply by fighting things if you're good at that.
That's a pretty cool mechanic.
The more damage you do, you'll see there's a little like meter. Like you'll do damage to an enemy, and it'll fill like a gray health up in your health bar, and that's how much you get back if you do the next quick time thing correctly. And so you can take some serious hits, and then one combo gets you back.
Refill your health. That's an interesting
and like
mechanic.
it's all skill based, but it's great. Like, it really feels like there's always a reason to keep engaging, and that's really cool. And the combo stuff is not like really deep. Like you get your combos. You have a bunch of different weapons you can use, and they're all the same magic thing. They're I can't remember I think they're called limbic weapons. They're part of the lore. So you start with this sword, and that's the main thing I've used. But there's spears, dual swords, axes. Like there's any kind of, and you can have a second weapon to switch to whenever you want. So if you think, parrying is key, because if you parry at the last second, you'll do a deflect. And so I actually have an ability that ups the first hit I do as a counter hit off of a parry. The damage is raised like 400%.
No.
So that is basically it raises my general attack for like 8 seconds by like some crazy percentage.
Yeah.
So like if I can parry something, I can kill them all.
Interesting.
It's fun. It's cool. Like you feel very strong in this game, even though they can kill you in like 4 hits.
One thing I noticed watching the footage, it looks like the enemies are just the same.
There are a lot of the same enemies.
Like they're these white, milky looking things, and it just feels like there's just different permutations and combinations of those.
That's not really true.
No.
Early on, there's a lot of these like general humanoid guys, but you end up there's guys with big wings. There's guys with crazy like ribbons everywhere. Like they look like biblical angels a lot of the time, and they all have different abilities and they all have different attacks. You got to learn how each one works, and fighting them in a mixed group is fucking annoying.
It looked like it had some Halo 4 stuff where some of the enemies would like project another enemy out, and you have to kill the thing that they project.
So what that is there's a system in this game and a lore system in it where you can see the white ring there. The lore system in this is basically that like these things are powered by emotions, like different. So there's like all the colors are different emotions. So there's like terror, and despair and rage and something else. Envy? I can't remember. All the colors mean something different, and you get a combination of colors. So sometimes you'll see these monsters, and they've got those things like it's like digital bits like in them.
Yeah.
And you can't hurt them while they have that in them, but they'll spit it out, and the emotion core or whatever it is will pop out and float there like a digital character up there.
Yeah.
And that will do other attacks to you and worse attacks to you. So what you need to do is you need to focus on, and the white thing will still be fighting you while it's doing that. So you got to get the life bar down on the floating emotion core, and then it'll pop back into the white thing, and it'll be stunned, and you can either do a combo on it or hit the A button and do like a finisher on it.
Okay.
And the finishers and the combos while they're stunned, that's where you get like all your health back.
Gotcha.
Like it does not matter how much your ass got kicked the rest of it. If you can pull off one of
that
those
finisher,
you're gonna get as long as you can hit the button at the right time, you're gonna get a huge life back bonus.
Okay.
So, and that gets real crazy as like there are, they mix together the different emotions sometimes. So now here's like a blue one and a yellow one mixed together, so they can do everything that those things do. Sometimes you'll end up with like 2, 3, 4, 5 enemies that all share the same emotion core. So you're trying to focus on this core while 3 things are trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, and it gets pretty hectic, but
what does the drone do? Because it looks like it flies in independently and like scans the enemies or something.
The drone can scan stuff. The drone, it translates ancient text in the ruins. You have various abilities it can do. So the first thing it does is it can distract an enemy. So
I see.
You target it and you send it
over.
So
it just uses its light to distract the enemy.
That's one of its first ability, but you can also use it as a charge. Like you have a charge attack. It can drop like projectiles on things eventually. Like it gains more abilities, and they work like a cooldown. Like whichever one you use, you can see in the lower right corner, that's the distract one, and that regenerates pretty fast. You can see, but like the charge one takes like 2 minutes. Okay. And while it's recharging, you can't use any of the drone's other abilities. Oh. So you got to pick your moments.
Interesting.
The drone is sort of an oh shit button.
Okay.
Other than this distract, I mean, that's one of the basic ways to deal with things. Is like, okay, distract the dangerous guy. I'm going to kill the little guys, and then
I'll focus on him. Gotcha.
So that's kind of how that works.
So this game is pretty big. If you've been playing it for 30 hours, you haven't finished it.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. And there's a lot of like secrets to find and a lot of like hidden areas.
What I'm surprised is the variety of settings in this.
Yeah.
Like this looks like it's almost like World War I or something.
Well, this is just the trenches of the Civil War.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like it's really diverse. Like if you start scanning
I think the war in this has been going for like 3 years. You can see there that's the rage, and you see it's doing that like grind thing. So you can parry that. If you can parry. And you see the white glow there? Yeah. That means that if you parry that, you'll get the ultimate parry that will like give you the bonus and take half of its energy off, which is the white bar underneath. Now you've done the damage, it jumps back to that thing, and now it's just stuck there. So if you pressed the X button there, it would have done like an execution thing.
Gotcha. How much is this game?
Full price. It's like
it's a $70 game.
I think I might be wrong. It was a while ago,
but it wasn't like cheap.
No, it wasn't like a discount game.
You got 30 hours out of it. I mean, you probably got your money's worth.
So I'll tell you this much. This is my favorite game of the month.
Okay.
So far.
Wow.
I like this game better than Silk Song.
Wow.
I think this is really cool. It's and I didn't expect to. I got like the demo. Okay, got demos from a few months ago. And again, if you go play the demo,
that's what this footage is from. The demo.
Yeah. So once you get past the part where the demo ends, like it really opens up, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff, and the lore of the country is interesting. The backstory of him and his family is interesting. Like it's real good. Like it
came out of nowhere.
It came out of nowhere. It's being ignored. Like I understand the guy's frustration. I don't think it made a lot of sense to call out Silk Song for it.
They're two entirely different games.
I honestly do not think the reception would have been any different if Silk Song hadn't come out, just because this was so under the radar.
It's also different, It is
a little different. It's a little different, but also it doesn't look that different on first inspection.
Right.
Yeah. It's like it's a terrible mix of like, oh, like this is really interesting and unique.
You definitely have to play this game to get it.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And I certainly didn't beforehand. It looked like another like weird like. It does look Dark Souls.
It looks Souls-ish, yeah.
But I swear to you, it is not. Other than the fact that there's like a lock-on and a sword, like it doesn't.
Which is
feel
every
like Dark
action
Souls
game.
To me.
Yeah.
It's just so forgiving.
Yeah.
Like Like, yeah, you can,
die, rebuild your health.
You can die real fast, but you get to rebuild your health just by whacking a guy. And you can go find like a random cannon fodder guy, just hit him once, heal, hit him once, heal, hit him once, heal. You're probably back up to full health now.
Okay.
Like, it's fine. And there is a stamina bar, but it's pretty forgiving. And you can, in fact, still attack and move when it's out. It just doesn't do as much damage.
Okay.
And the other way, you'll see, like, up there, you've got the red and the green. Your stamina bar is only as high as your health is. So when you take damage from your health, you have less stamina.
I see.
And then the white bar underneath is limbic power, which is what you use to do your super abilities with the sword, which I honestly almost never use.
Yeah.
Because it's not necessary.
Right, there's one, right?
There's a finish.
So this is Hell Is Us. It's for PC, PS5, Xbox Series. You think it sells for 60?
Vincent says it's $50 on PC, which is about
that's
right.
even better. Yeah. Swan Senpai says this will have legs. Do you agree with it?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope this is something people can discover over time, because it is a busy month. I understand people have priorities beyond.
It's hardly been reviewed at all, but I think we curated one review to SIFTD, and the editor that was reviewing it was like, "Why is nobody talking about this game?"
I really enjoy it. I think if you like tonally, if you like stuff like Control or like the SCP stuff, the SCP Foundation, I think you will find a lot to like in here, narratively and tonally. It obviously they are doing a story that is very much about like modern day political issues, but also like this weird mix of a brutal, like demagogic like civil war between two like religious factions that feels ripped from the headlines. But then it's mixed with this thing where this isolated country that has had no contact with the outside world has these ancient ruins that no one fully understands and actually have like crazy magic, demonic powers and stuff, and like everyone just sort of lives around that. No one really understands why there's monsters now, but everyone's like, oh yeah, everyone always knew there was weird shit in the tower. It's just like, okay, yeah. And like that's it, when you first come to your home city, like it's occupied by the rebel Solarian something forces, and they're all pissed because they basically showed up and raped and killed everybody in the village, and then the monsters showed up, so they're all stuck in the city because they can't get out because they can't kill the monsters because they're immune to everything but your fucking sword.
Right.
And so there's this asshole sergeant who's just like, yeah, I don't give a shit. Like, you're lucky I don't shoot you right now. And you're like, what if I go kill the monsters? He's like, no one can kill them. He's like, I can kill the monsters. Like, you come back and he's just gone. So I broke in, buddy. So I broke into his office and stole his shit.
Nice.
Because it's a video game.
That's right. And you can do stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Guilt free.
I really strongly recommend it if you have like an action horror thing. Like,
okay.
Because you know me, I don't like horror stuff that much. I'm very hard on survival horror stuff. This is not what that is.
Yeah.
It's not what that is. It's a really cool action game with a lot of interesting world building.
All right. There you go. That is Hell Is Us. $50 for PC, PS5, Xbox Series, and Matt recommends it. All right. All right. Let's move on to our last topic.
Between this and Chronos, maybe I just really like Eastern European games.
Seriously?
I don't know.
You love that Euro jank.
Yeah. I really haven't seen much jank in Hell Is Us.
Yeah. That's good.
Chronos we'll get to.
Yep. Next week. Next up, our final topic of this week's show, we're going to discuss very briefly what is personally my favorite video game golf franchise in the world. More than Mario Golf, I love this franchise. It's called Everybody's Golf Hot Shots. More commonly known, I think, for most people, Hot Shots Golf.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah. This was also made by Camelot, though, right? Was it?
No.
It's not.
This is a new...
Or Clap Hands was the company.
Hands is this.
Okay. And Clap Hands has done a bunch of these.
They've done a bunch of these, and I think they helped with this, but they're not the main developers.
Oh, interesting.
This is a new team.
Okay. Well, again, we don't want to spend a lot of time on this because people who watch GameFace don't care about sports games that much, but I think they might care about this one.
Well, luckily, this is not really much of a sports game.
I think this franchise kind of transcends people who don't like sports games, honestly.
Yeah, it does. And, most of the people I know, I told a couple people I know about this, and they're like, oh, I got to get... And these are people that don't even know what sports are.
Right.
But they love Hot Shots Golf.
Well, back in the PSP era, I had this installed on my PSP Go, and this is pretty much what I played on my PSP. My PSP became like a Hot Shots golf machine.
Well, I love Hot Shots Golf, but I actually preferred Super Swing Golf, a.k.a. Panya, that Korean one. But this is close enough. This is what it...
Is there anything new in this one?
There's 2 new characters.
Okay.
Those 2 characters are new. Everyone else is returning from another game. There's 31 characters in the game.
That's crazy.
And unlocking them takes forever. Like, I can't recall a game as grindy as this.
Really?
Like, you have to play, because to get, to unlock a character, you have to play the challenge mode, which fills your versus bar up slowly for every match you play in challenge mode. And when that's filled, you get to have a versus match against a character, which,
You all right?
which unlocks them. Hang on.
So if you beat them, that unlocks them for play then?
No.
It doesn't. This is grindy.
Once you unlock them through that, it unlocks them in the world tour mode, which is the story mode. Is what you're looking at right here.
Yeah.
And if you finish their first chapter, then you unlock them for play in every other mode.
Oh, jeez.
And then you got to grind through all the other stuff to unlock new outfits and to get money to buy better equipment, and you have to play as them to level them up so they can actually get access to, like one of the classic moves is you do the backspin so it lands past the hole and it
spins into the hole.
Back. You don't unlock that till like level 3.
Oh, really?
So every character has to be leveled up to have like basic abilities.
Their basic abilities.
To some degree, yeah.
Jeez.
And to be able to use different things, and then you earn food, and you can eat the food to up your stats slightly, but like you really got to decide which characters you're going to play as and like focus on them.
What's with the whole cheering thing?
Cheering thing?
Yeah. Like you have a character that's like your cheerleader or whatever?
No, she's a cheerleader. That character is a cheerleader.
But I thought when you play, you choose your playable character and then a cheerleader, no?
That's a caddy.
A caddy. But don't they have like cheers or something that they do, right? There's some kind of like motivational mechanic or something? No?
No.
Oh, I thought looking at the B-roll, that's the way it was.
I know. No, this character is a cheerleader, so she just cheers all the time. And one of the things she cheers "Go Ball" because she's cheering for the ball, I guess.
Yeah.
And actually one of the it's all very like it's anime dub level English voice acting.
Yeah.
One of her constant things she says when she goes up to take the shot is "You can count on me."
Yeah.
They really should have had her enunciate "count" a little more because that sounds like something else.
That's
maybe
funny.
I'm just a disgusting old man, but I swear to you, after listening to that, like, because this is also a podcast game for me,
Yeah.
and listening to that for a while, I'm just like, did she say? No, it's got to be "count" on me, right? But like now, sometimes it sounds like something else.
Swan Senpai says these characters are definitely fetishes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. She more than most of the others, but like everyone's got a kind of a yeah.
Yeah. I
Like,
noticed all the skirts are pretty short.
Even the old Japanese guy who owns the golf club, you're like, someone wants to fuck this dude. I could tell. Like someone on the team's like, it's like, well, we have to have the old cheerful golf pro guy, or
The
it
house
won't
pro.
be complete. And he's from it. I mean, everyone else except it's the cheerleader girl and like the sad boy who thinks he has superpowers. Those are the two new characters. Everyone else is from previous Hot Shots games.
All right. This franchise doesn't need to do anything for me to play it. Like, it could just stay the same as it was 15 years ago, and I would still
I've
play.
seen a lot of people complaining about, like, the timing on this, that the timing's weird or wrong.
Like the swing timing?
Yeah. Like, I haven't played a Hot Shots game probably in 15 years, so I probably I jumped right back into this and was getting eagles, like, in, 10 minutes.
It's got the
like,
3-button press
people were saying
mechanic.
people were saying they haven't gotten a perfect shot, like, in, like, 10 hours again.
What?
I'm like, I get perfect shots like every other time. I mean, I'm doing just fine.
I mean, when I'm in the zone in this franchise, I get it every time.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Like,
and you're saying it's no different than it has been before.
I don't see a difference.
Okay.
I mean, I'm playing on PC. It runs just fine. Like, there were some performance issues people were saying on PS5. I didn't see what that was.
Yeah. It is interesting. This only came out for PC, PS5, and Switch. That's it. Yeah. Interesting choice of platforms.
Xbox has nothing.
Yeah. They really they said sorry.
But yeah, I've probably played this game like 25 hours. Like,
That's what this game does.
It's fun. It's just one more hole,
Yeah.
one more hole, over and over and over again. And there's like crazy matches. There's like have like a wild match thing which has like changes stuff. There's the challenge mode takes you through some of those. Like there's tornado hole matches where if you get anywhere near the hole, there's a tornado on the hole and it just sucks it in. That's the only mode I've gotten hole-in-ones on so far, which don't count.
I mean, it usually takes about 25 or 30 hours to get your hole-in-one.
I've gotten a bunch of eagles, but I have not gotten a hole-in-one outside of that. There's another mode where it's like it's a giant hole, like a foot wide.
Yeah.
So you got like a big like leeway. I have gotten a hole-in-one on that, except it landed in the hole and bounced out because it's so huge.
That sucks, but funny.
So those are fun. Like, it is repetitive because it's golf.
Yeah.
And you got to work pretty hard, to grind pretty hard to get some of the new courses open. And it doesn't give you any hints on like what to do to open things or how to unlock anything.
Very Japanese.
I'll tell you one thing. If you go through all the tutorials and complete all the tutorials, you do unlock Pac-Man.
Oh, as a playable character.
That's how you get Pac-Man.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
There you go. Pro tip.
That's the easiest character unlock in the game. Everyone else requires some grinding. That is, honestly, I mean, it's not like you're not playing it anyway, but you got to focus on challenge mode pretty hard for that. That is where you unlock the most stuff.
How much is this game?
Oh, I don't remember.
Because that's important.
Probably 50.
Really? I feel like that's too much. I feel like this is the perfect like $30 game, and if you set it at $30, it would sell like gangbusters. But you're right; they probably priced it at way higher than that. But I would pay around $30 for this. For whatever reason, I generally look at this franchise as a handheld franchise. This is where I've spent my most time playing.
I think of it as a PlayStation
2. Yeah. I also played it on PlayStation 2 for a lot. I've played this. I don't know how many hours I've played this franchise, honestly. But it sounds like
Vincent says it's 40.
40. That sounds about perfect. Yeah.
That's about right.
And you will get unlimited playtime out of this game. Did you play online at all? Did you play head-to-head against anybody? No.
Played head-to-head.
Works fine.
Great.
Yeah.
No problem.
And this is Everybody's Golf Hot Shots again for PC, PS5, Switch, and it's $40. And I haven't not even played it, but having talked to you about it, I would tell someone to spend $40 on this game.
Yeah. I mean, especially if you like these games.
And you don't even really need to, you don't really need to like golf to enjoy playing these games. They're almost like puzzle games.
Everyone
in some
I know
way.
who loves these games the most has no interest in golf whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's they're a test of skill and just, I don't know, they're charming and addictive.
Yeah.
And there's something that feels really good about getting that ball in the hole.
It really does. I just like how it looks cartoony and arcadey, but it has like you can. I'm assuming you can still pick the strike point on the ball, so you can get backspin, topspin, or you can get it to slice like this way. You can get it to hook that way.
You got to level the character up a little bit to get the full thing because there's 2 degrees.
Right,
of that.
But eventually
you have pretty good control over the ball, and the wind matters, and you eventually do learn how to read the green. I'll give you a pro tip. You always need to stop. It's like, there's a meter. The meter has a little flag marker for the pin. That's how hard you're supposed to have to hit it to get it to the hole. Go like
beyond.
Go to the next tick beyond that.
Oh.
It's always wrong.
All right.
It doesn't seem to take elevation into account. Like, you got to hit it hard to get it uphill.
All right. Well, there you go. That is Everybody's Golf Hot Shots again for PC, PS5, and Switch. And that means that there's just one thing left to do, and of course that is the lightning round news roundup. This is where we discuss some of the smaller stories from the week that weren't quite big enough to get their own topic.
Sorry, Cinetex, right. The main character in Hell Is Us is voiced by Adam Jensen.
Oh.
Deus Ex, the same
guy.
And he's literally just doing Adam
Jensen's
voice. It's very funny.
That is funny. All right, it's time for the lightning round where we tackle some of the smaller stories from the week that aren't worthy of a full-on discussion on GameFace. We try to go through these pretty quickly, and hopefully we can do that again today, but, it's GameFace, so we'll see how it goes. First up, in the lightning round, Matt, we learned this week that just 3% of revenue generated by PlayStation in 2024 came from physical games. 3%.
I think we can finally put that one to rest.
Holy moly, man. Now, PlayStation has... Here's why PlayStation is on this service game kick. Is because it's making all its money off of service games from the microtransactions on PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Network, whatever you want to call it. It's seeing all these other publishers making money hand over fist, and it's like, why aren't we doing that? We're only making a cut of this from these other publishers. We should be making the bulk of this money, and that's why PlayStation won't give up on service games. That's just the truth of the matter. And then, particularly when you see that just 3% of your revenue is coming from packaged goods. That is just bonkers. Like, it feels like it went from 50 to 3 in, 2 years.
Yeah.
And maybe it did. Which brings up another question, Matt. Right now, Sony is saying that PlayStation 6 will have an optional drive like the PS5 Pro does. Do you think that it'll have a drive at all?
Yeah, I think it will.
Do you think they will offer a drive for it?
I think so.
I'm not as convinced as I once was.
Because it doesn't really cost them that much.
Yeah, to make it an option.
They just don't make many of them.
Yeah.
Like it's just a little plug-in thing. Like that's easy.
Yeah.
They've already got the hardware for that. I mean, does that drive need to be all that different from what they already make for the PlayStation 5? No. Just slightly.
It's just a Blu-ray drive.
Form factor change, maybe a different, probably not even a different connector.
Yeah. It just has to fit the casing. Yeah.
So like, there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
But like that's probably gonna be the last generation of that, I would imagine.
I think definitely it will be the last generation. It'll be the last PlayStation with a disc drive for sure. And I'm still not a hundo that there's going to be a drive on PlayStation 6. We're still a couple years away. A lot can happen between then and now and then. And PlayStation could be like, by then it could be 1%. And PlayStation's like, what are we doing here?
Well, it's also going to matter about who, percentage of like third party as well. Like, they're going to
they'll have influence.
They're going to have to talk to the publishers about
for
what
sure.
their percentages on that are too.
Yeah.
Because, people might buy Sony stuff differently.
That's a good point. That's true. Like, for example, people buy a lot of physical versions of Nintendo's games.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, first-party Nintendo stuff, people will buy it physical instead of buying it digital. It doesn't appear that that's happening with PlayStation, though.
No.
I mean, I was shocked to see 3%.
And it would be one thing if, like, Sony's revenue on, like, games as a service had ballooned.
Right.
And that's why that percentage is shrunk. But it
hasn't.
Really.
No, they don't have any successful games as a service other than Helldivers, too. So, yeah. I mean, that's insane to me. 3%, that's where we're at. I'd be interested to see Xbox, 0 at this point. Nintendo, I would like to see Nintendo's.
Yeah, I imagine Nintendo's is much
higher. Yeah, but probably not more than like 25%.
We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but I'm not 100% convinced that PlayStation 6 will have a disc drive. We'll see. Next up in the lightning round, here's some bad news, I think, for most people. Although some people may be happy about this, I think most will not. We learned this week that Ubisoft is turning the Far Cry franchise into predominantly a multiplayer franchise going forward.
Well, for one game anyway.
You think that's what's going to happen?
And then it's going to
they'll go right back the way.
And they'll go back to formula.
Well, I think the reason that they're doing this is because the game that we're seeing right now bombed.
Yeah.
I mean, Far Cry 6 is probably the worst selling Far Cry of all time.
Yep.
Why do you think that was?
I mean, I think it probably sold better than like 2.
Maybe.
Just by volume.
Maybe.
But in comparison to 3, 4, and 3 and 4 and 5,
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
A step down. I mean, I don't know specifically. I mean, there's probably some fatigue.
Had the big star in it, and
yeah, but nobody cares.
You're right, though. It feels like nobody cares about stars in video games.
Like, why? It doesn't make the game any better.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I played this. I just ran out of steam.
Yeah.
Like, I love Far Cry.
I played this for like 11 hours or something, and I just lost interest slowly
it's just
over
everything.
time.
It's just very samey.
Yeah.
In a way that the others were not.
The setting is very samey for sure.
Yeah.
It's all like tropical island stuff. Like.
Yeah, and it's just all the same. Like, I can only hear, the Viva la Revolution stuff over and over again for so long. And it's like, it just didn't feel like anyone was developing.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't feel like I was making, any changes or any difference.
The goofy dude at the island bar. And
you don't have, these games, the Far Cry games have a problem where the bad guy shows up in the beginning and then you don't see him again until the end of the game.
No, you're right, yeah.
And this one at least kind of mixes in the Diego, his son.
A lot
shows
more,
up
yeah.
more. But, like, I don't know. It just had a one-note quality to it, and even though there was like the city area, and they're like, I don't know. I've tried to play this game twice. I played it when it came out, and then I got it cheap on Steam like a year or two ago, and I started playing it again on the new. It looks. It looks amazing. And I got about the same distance into it. I got about 15 hours in, and then I just sort of stopped opening it.
It wasn't even a conscious decision. I just subconsciously stopped playing it over time.
Just kind of moved on to other things and never went back. And then I eventually realized it was still installed, and it takes up like 80 gigs or something. I'm like, oh, you got to go. Like,
I mean, I think you're right. I think the multiplayer game will come out, and it'll tank and do terrible. But instead of them changing it back, I think that'll just be the end of Far Cry.
It probably will be the end of Far Cry. But I'll tell you what I think they should do instead is what you should do is you should take the formula of this. You got a winning single player formula here.
Yeah.
You should take this and look really hard about what worked in Far Cry 2.
Yeah.
Because Far Cry 2 is very different from the others.
It is, yeah.
It was a little more survival-y. It was a little hardcore.
Yeah,
you didn't have you had to look at a physical map in the game. And I think and the fire stuff, they've never done the fire stuff better than that game.
I feel like they don't even do it anymore.
It's still in there, but it just doesn't.
I don't get caught in like wildfires like I used to.
You could accidentally burn down a whole county in that game in Far Cry 2 if you weren't careful. And I just feel like they need to kind of go back to the
I agree.
drawing board on that and make it a little harder, make it a little more, make it a little Dark Soulsy, make it a little
bit of an edge to it.
Yeah, like if that was one of the things that was boring about this one was it just felt like you were invincible, like you were so much better equipped than everybody else. Like because in the other games, because of the kind of the power imbalance, I did tend to like sneak around with the bow more than anything else. And in this one, by like after a while, I'm just no,
this going guns blazing.
Like I just need to kill you people right now.
That's how I played it. Yep, I hear you.
And it just got old really fast.
Me too. So anyway, there's a lot hinging on the next Far Cry, and unfortunately, it sounds like the plans for it are not something that could end up sustaining the franchise. So it may be Far Cry R.I.P. in the not too distant future.
And then there was a leak about the Black Flag remake, right as you got here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently, it is. I can't remember who it was. But I saw it because I love Black Flag, so I'm paying attention. So it is all the modern day stuff is gone. They've removed all the where you're at the Ubisoft vaguely disguised Ubisoft game development area. That's all gone. It's been replaced by like more pirate era stuff with Edward Kenway. It's more like the RPG games of the modern ones. Yeah. There is no load screens between the ships and the land.
Oh, cool.
They restored a bunch of cut content and side quests that were left on the cutting room floor for the first game. They finished them and
wow.
All the islands have way more stuff on them now. Like
sounds
more
awesome.
Stuff to do. And what was there anything?
It's already one of the best in the franchise.
Yeah, no, I think there's a very strong case to be made it's the best game in the franchise. Yeah, definitely. And so basically, it's a modern version. So it's not going to be a one-to-one remake. It's going to be very much a new take on Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
That's great.
So yeah, it's basically going to be that.
Sounds perfect.
Well,
at least they're handling that franchise right.
Oh yeah, 100% in. Like that's
Far
what you
Cry,
need to do.
not so much.
You notice they didn't add a needless multiplayer mode.
Right. Yep.
Even though I think the original did have one.
It did, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. It may be the last one that had it.
Yeah, I can't remember when they gave up on that.
I don't either. Because it's completely forgettable.
It was, yeah. Like, I like what they were going for in it. Like, the idea of it was a different kind of thing for, in the era of dude bro shooters.
Yeah.
But, like, it just never quite worked right.
I agree. Next up in the lightning round, we got some bad news from Sucker Punch. Well, again, depending on your perspective, a lot of people have been asking Sucker Punch about the Sly Cooper franchise. But, obviously it's been working on other things. Finally, it's wrapping up development on Ghost of Yote, so people felt like, hey, maybe this is a good time to ask if Sly Cooper is next. And unfortunately, no. Sucker Punch basically said that 10% of the people who are currently working at Sucker Punch even give a crap about Sly Cooper. And basically he's like, we have a new generation of people working at our company, and those people have no connection to Sly Cooper, and so I'm sorry, you're probably not going to get one from us.
Yeah, I think as soon as Sly 4 was made by that other company, like whose name I can't remember
that was the end,
That was the end of that from Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
They made a great trilogy.
Yeah.
And they're available on PS4, PS5 now.
Yeah.
You can play them all still.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, not everything needs to last forever.
Every time I think of Sly Cooper, I remember Adam's impersonation of Bentley. He does the best impersonation of him. Will you miss Sly Cooper?
I mean, Sly Cooper's been gone a long time.
Right. Do you miss Sly Cooper?
I mean, Sly was probably my favorite. This is probably my favorite of those, the big three PS2 platformers. Yeah. I definitely like Sly the most of
Jack and Daxter.
I mean, I don't actually like Jack and Daxter at all, really.
Yeah.
I like Ratchet, obviously, but Sly was more my speed. I like the tone. I like the way they did things.
I agree.
I love the art. Like the comic book style is really cool. I love the way Sucker Punch makes things.
Yeah.
Like that's really what it comes down to. It's like Sucker Punch's design philosophy just matches my brain somehow. That's been true since Rocket Robot on Wheels, since their first game.
Swan Senpai says, "Give it to another team." FFS.
I think so. I mean, there's nothing. They already did that. They gave Thieves in Time to another team.
They did,
and it bombed.
Slagathor says, "I want to see more Infamous or a remake of the first two games."
I would like to see Infamous get rescued from the PS3.
I'm good for a little break from the ghost of whatever after Yote. Like, I'm cool if they take a little bit of a hiatus and work on something else before they make a third.
Either that or, like, go somewhere completely different.
Right, yeah. Same mechanics, same concept, but a completely different setting. That would be cool, too.
Like, I don't know, like Ghosts of Edinburgh or something.
Ghosts of West LA.
I don't know. I tried to come up with like somewhere that like William Wallace would have fought. Like, I didn't come up with an actual place.
Some place where the housewives have already done a show.
I don't know. Like, I'd go somewhere interesting where like an invasion. It seems to be kind of about revenge in the sense of a invasion or an occupying force. Like, there's a lot of places in the world you could do. I mean, I know the samurai stuff has been kind of the core of all that.
Yeah.
And honestly, you could probably do 3 or 4 more of those in various points in Japanese history where things like that have happened and not run out of material.
Yeah.
I would also like to see them follow up Ghost of Tsushima, because it is implied at the end of that game he's going to continue to be the ghost and maybe move on to the mainland and pursue the Mongols into China.
Yeah.
Which would be a really cool
That opportunity is there for sure. All right. Up next and last in this week's lightning round, we talked about Marvel's Wolverine last week. We mentioned that there is a state of play that is supposed to come up later this month, and the game is going to be in there. And now there's more information coming out about the game. It sounds like Wolverine will launch next year, and this is from, again, reliable leakers, MP First, and they have just been nailing stuff for the last year and a half. MP First is claiming that Wolverine is coming next year, and then there will be a Venom game afterwards. Matt, I know that was part of the roadmap that was found in the Insomniac leak, but do you believe that they'll still make a Venom game after the performance of the film?
I don't know. I mean, Venom was supposed to be this year in the leak.
Yeah.
So pushing it back 2 years, I don't know. I feel like it would probably be better to cut bait on that and just move on to Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think the demand for a Venom game.
I don't think that version of Venom really caught very well. They cut too much out from it. Like, it's very obvious that there's a lot of Venom stuff on the cutting room floor from that game. In part because why the fuck would you cast Tony Todd for that role when you barely used him at all?
Yeah.
And now that Tony Todd has passed away, he can't really be involved in this Venom game that as much as he... maybe they're just repurposing stuff he already recorded that was supposed to be in Spider-Man 2. I don't know. I just think it's better to let it go at this point. I don't really... For whatever reason, that version of Venom and that Spider-Man 2 did not resonate the way Spider-Man 1 did.
Notice that nobody was talking about that section of the game.
No.
I don't hear anybody when they talk about that game say, hey, how about that Venom part?
Well,
I kind of enjoyed it, but...
I mean, it was fine.
Yeah.
But, honestly, and I never thought I'd say this in my entire life, Kraven was the more compelling part of that story.
You're right, you're right.
I think Kraven's... I mean, I know everybody... Kraven's Last Hunt, one of the greatest Spider-Mans. I think Kraven's one of the dumbest villains I've ever seen.
I agree.
It's just a fucking dude.
He's just a dude.
It's just a guy.
I don't understand.
Spider-Man can lift 10 tons. It should not be a fucking problem.
I don't get it. But I agree with you.
Green Goblin is way more... The fact that get on with the Green Goblin thing.
Yeah.
You've been teasing Green Goblin since the first shot of the first game.
I'm going to be dead before he's actually a part of the game.
That's more interesting to me. Venom
I can't go to Ted Price and complain anymore.
Venom is a hard sell, and Venom is a hard adapt. Because one of the reasons Venom worked so well in the original comics is he was a slow burn. Peter got the costume in Secret Wars, because his costume got shredded. So the superheroes had gotten all these their restored gear in this room, and Peter's like, where do we get the new costumes? And the Hulk, Venom is the Hulk's fault. The Hulk says, oh, it's just in there. Go get the thing. It gives you whatever you need. And Peter's like, which machine is it? I guess it's this one. And that's what he got the symbiote out of. And then he had the black suit in his own comics for a year, maybe more. And it was just liquid. It was just whoa, it's cool. I can control it with my thoughts. It's all different. It changes the status quo. It's a different look. No one had ever changed an iconic character's look that much before.
And
then he gets he's being tired, and it turns out that the suit is basically making him go out while he's asleep and swinging around the city with that. And then he goes to Reed Richards. probably later than he should have, and be like, hey, what is this exactly?
Yeah.
And Reed's like, oh, it's a living thing. It's a symbiote that's trying to bond with your nervous system. And he's like, oh my God, get it off. And so like he gets rid of it.
Yeah.
He gets it off him, and then he gets it off with church bells, basically. And they ends up in the church, and then Eddie Brock. And Eddie Brock and the Sin Eater, it was a Sin Eater character, it was a villain. And the backstory was that Eddie Brock blamed some other guy for it in his news reporting. And it turned out to be some guy who was just like a serial confessor. He didn't have anything to do with it. And Spider-Man busted the real Sin Eater, and Peter Parker kind of exposed the story, and so he hated Spider-Man because he ruined his career because he got fired for being a hack journalist, and then he goes to the church to pray because he's contemplating suicide, and the Venom
meets
comes
up
down.
with
Venom, the symbiote comes down, and they become Venom.
Yeah.
And originally he was really exciting because the symbiote had been part of Spider-Man. He knew Spider-Man's identity.
Yeah.
He knew all his friends. He knew where he lived.
Yeah.
And he didn't trigger Peter's spider sense. A villain that did not trigger Spider-Man's spider sense was revolutionary.
Right,
at the time, because he
yeah.
could sneak up on him.
Yeah.
No one could ever sneak up on Spider-Man. Reading that at the time was like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like he just showed up at Aunt May's house.
Right.
He's like, oh, I'm just helping. I'm Peter's friend. I'm helping out. And he's just like, I can kill her at any time, and you have to do what I say.
I remember the whole thing.
He short-circuited the whole Spider-Man situation.
Yeah.
In a way that like, he broke all the rules.
Yeah.
And like, you can't do that with Venom if you don't commit to that kind of setup and payoff, and no one ever is, because it would take like 4 movies or 3 games.
Yeah.
Or like you just can't do that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So in the end, Venom just becomes big squishy guy who roars and smashes stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not interesting.
And that's how he was in the game
It's
too.
just another big guy.
So
And it
Venom
doesn't
game
matter.
gonna make it or not?
I don't know. I mean,
Give me a percentage that you think it'll make it.
I really don't know. It depends how dedicated they are to thinking this is a winner. Like,
Okay.
Internally, I just don't know what Insomniac is thinking. Like, if they are like just heads down, like we believe in this and we think it's going to be a thing, like it's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
But if maybe you can kind of, I don't have access to real marketing focused data or anything, but I feel like if you read the room right now, Venom is not where it's at.
I agree.
Either for those games or in general. I think Venom is kind of burned.
Yeah,
at
I
this
agree.
point.
I agree.
He'll be back. I mean, obviously, these things go in cycles. One day, the MCU will do Venom, and Venom will be cool again. But not next. Not. Well, I don't know. Well, maybe we get a new Spider-Man movie next year. I imagine they're going to hint at Venom in that because they do have the symbiote out there somewhere in the MCU. I can't imagine they're going to be able to resist doing Venom for very long because Venom's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big part of the story.
So we'll see, but like I don't know, man. Like it feels like, especially coming off the back of Wolverine, which is such an exciting character to do like a big and like kind of opening up the X-Men verse to the Insomniac world there. Like that's really exciting, and then to kind of go back to Venom,
I don't think it makes sense.
just doesn't. I agree. It doesn't really make sense. I just get your head down, get Spider-Man 3 and the X-Men game out. Like just maybe even get to move those up a little bit would be preferable, I think.
I agree. All right, that's going to do it for the lightning round, which means there's just one thing left to do. That's right. It's time for Name That Game Tune, brought to you by Soundwizardry.com, the absolute wizards of audio, game audio, movie audio, TV show audio, podcast audio. They've definitely helped us out with a couple episodes of GameFace and Pactor Factor. They are amazing no matter what they're doing. If you have a sound team and you are unhappy with the work that they're doing right now in your game, get rid of them. Go to soundwizardry.com and hire them right now. Even if you're kind of iffy on your sound team, get rid of them. That's how your game gets delayed. That's how your game gets canceled. Get soundwizardry.com on your game right now. Go to the website. They are the best people, literally some of the best people I have ever worked with in business. Glenn and crew are good people. They're hard workers, but most importantly, and what matters to you most, is that they're talented. Go to soundwizardry.com, hire them right now to make your game better. And with that, we're about to play a fun little game that they sponsor where I play 5 audio samples from a video game, and you try to guess the name of the game before Matt Keil over here. A couple things before we get going. You can only win once per calendar year. If you've won this year, please do not play. The chat goes into slow mode, so you can only input a chat once every 60 seconds. So don't go spamming the chat thinking that you're just going to randomly guess the title of the game and you're going to win. You're not going to win. And then finally...
Unless you guess the game before you play the sound.
Yeah. And then, right, which has happened once.
That happened once, yeah.
And then finally, if you don't play PC games or you don't know someone who likes PC games, please don't play, because the winner of this game wins a free PC game. And so I'll bid adieu to our chat over on YouTube. Thank you for the super chats and all the stuff from today's show. But unfortunately, when we play Name That Game Tune, it is Twitch only. So maybe some of the YouTube people, you might want to jump on over there to Twitch real quick if you want to play Name That Game Tune. All right, let's bring up the interface. Let me get your headphones turned up so you're ready to play. I think I got you good there. Are you ready to play Name That Game Tune, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys ready to play Name That Game Tune? Here's the first sample.
Yeah, they can't tell you because they'll be locked out.
That's true. They won't be able to guess. Here's the first sample in 3, 2, 1. See if any guesses from the first one.
Clock Tower.
Not Clock Tower. Tomb Raider 2, no. Arkham City, no. Red Dead Redemption, no. Resident Evil 2, no. Oh, these are going fast. Hold on, I have to scroll up here. You guys are going too fast. Ocarina of Time, no. America McGee Alice, no. Link to the Past, no. Resident Evil 1, no. Resident Evil 0, no. MDK, no. Final Fantasy 9, no. Tenchu 3, no. And Hybrid Heaven 2, no. Any other guesses?
Clock Tower 2.
No. Not Clock Tower 2. Parasite Eve 2, no.
It has been Body Harvest.
Has it?
Yeah. Is that Body Harvest?
It is.
I thought it was, but we already did Body Harvest.
I don't think we ever did.
We definitely did Body Harvest because I ruined it because I guessed it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought we did the screenshot version for Body Harvest.
I swear it was the audio.
I don't remember ever gathering audio samples for this, but it is Body Harvest. That's the game. So I guess it's a me, Derek D, I guess, wins. Yeah.
I was going to say Body Harvest, but I thought we'd already done it.
Well, let me play the other ones because the audio in this game is awesome, and I want to play them all. Here's the second one.
I swear we've done that before.
Here's the third one. Good ear, Derek D.
I knew what it was. I just thought we'd already done it.
Here's the fourth one.
Yeah, Matt, remember the tinkly tractor. Exactly. I remember the engine sound. So good, you got to do it twice.
Here's the fifth one. Well, the funny part is the person who kept guessing Body Harvest had never won, and they're not here. And there's the fifth one. All right. Well, Derek D, you're on the site all the time. It's very easy for you to DM me, so send me a DM, and I'll get your game out to you. Congratulations. Oh, I almost forgot to give you your round of applause. Everybody deserves a round of applause for winning Name That Game Tune. So congratulations, Derek D. Get at me over on SIFTD. I know you're there all the time. To send me a DM, and we'll start working out how to get you your game.
I trust my instincts on these things.
Yeah, you should. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's it for GameFace episode 450. Another reminder that if you want to support us, and it would be awesome if you did, you can head on over to patreon.com/SIFTD. That's SIFTD. For just $5 a month, you get all our content early. You get this show 3 days early. You get all our content at least 3 days early. You get Pactor Factor a week early. However, if you don't have any money, but you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, you can help us and give us a free $2.50, and you get Pactor Factor a week early at our Twitch channel. Just help us out with Twitch Prime. If you're watching on YouTube, just go down below to learn how to hook up your accounts. Once you've hooked your accounts up, you only ever have to do that once. Then you just go to our Twitch channel once every month and just click two things, and you give us $2. And you then get to watch Pactor Factor a week early right there at twitch.tv/SIFTD Games. It's a great deal. If you don't have money, don't have Amazon Prime, totally cool. just like the show, share the show, comment on the show, review the show on Apple Podcasts. Let's get up over 100 reviews on Apple Podcasts. That would be great. We'd really appreciate it. There's so many things you can do, even if you don't have any money, and we appreciate all of it. If you got money and you help us with that, that's great. If you got Amazon Prime, you help us with that, that's great. If you got no money and you just want to do the other stuff, that's awesome too. We'd appreciate all of it. We'll be back next week. We'll be talking Chronos Skate. The new Skate comes out today. There's a couple other big games that are coming out, I think. Like, there's 3 big games at the end of the month, like, that get in right at the end. Anyway, there's sports games coming out. It's a big month for game releases.
Came out today. Oh, that was the Assassin's Creed DLC.
Oh, that's right. Yep, that came out. The story DLC for that. The reviews for that haven't been great. They're saying it's 10 more hours of shadows, but nothing that's like worth writing home about.
Honestly, the quality of life stuff they added as part of the update was more interesting.
Because now the level cap's at 100.
At 100, there's a bunch more stuff at the hideout. They added a bow.
Right,
ability,
that's right. Yeah,
weapon.
Yeah.
Like they changed the how the parkour works, so you have a lot more freedom to jump like through corners and stuff. It was way more interesting than the story DLC.
Yep. So anyway, we'll be back next week. Honestly, every episode from here until, well, even the week after December 4th, it'll be the Game Awards. So we have pretty much awesome episodes from now until the end of 2025. Be awesome if you're along with us for the ride. We're at SIFTD.net every day. Come hang out with us if you're looking for an adult community that loves video games, that don't argue over dumb crap. Head on over to SIFTD.net. You got yourself a new home. Everybody, have yourselves a great week filled with great games. GameFace is up and out.